Hey, how
Hey,
y'all
what's up,
doing?
guys? All right, guys, we live.
Trying to make it bigger.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom channel with B Lee and A Johnny. As y'all know, we go live every Sunday for the GOAT James Kingdom show to talk basketball and the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. But today is Super Bowl Sunday. So we're not going to talk basketball today. We're going to branch out and talk football because today we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. As you guys know, I'm a big time Niners fan. Brandon is a Chiefs fan. And we also have some other folks here with us to celebrate. We know John's a Chiefs fan as well. Shout out to Travis. And we have a special guest by the name of D. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining us on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. She is here to help Brandon against the 49er fan today. So let's get ready for a great show, ladies and gentlemen. You guys make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the GOAT James Kingdom platform because we are only growing because we're the best platform to talk basketball. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Brandon, go ahead and start your soliloquy about your Chiefs.
I know soliloquy about the Chiefs. They just got the greatest quarterback we ever seen play football. But, I do have a question. Why are you a Chiefs fan? I mean, 49ers fan, Johnny.
I've been a 49er fan since 1989? When they came down here in Miami, it was called Joe Robbie
Hmm.
Stadium then. They came down here, they played against the Bengals. Now, mind you, I'm a kid, and football was a big thing, and football is still a big thing down here. And I loved football as a child because we used to play football no matter what. And we were playing football, and I told myself I was Jerry Rice because Jerry Rice was the guy. And then, the whole Joe Montana thing happened, and they won the Super Bowl. And then from there, I was a 49er fan. It never changed.
It never changes. Always been. Who's your favorite 49er?
Jerry
Jerry
Rice.
Rice, right? Jerry
Jerry
Rice.
Rice.
All right.
Jerry Rice. Yes.
All right. That's
Yes.
good. I used to like the 49ers growing up.
Okay.
So who you think is the greatest quarterback of all time?
I used to think it was Joe. It's Tom
Hmm.
Brady. But
It's Tom Brady
but
now.
but Mahomes is coming. Mahomes is coming. Mahomes is coming. He's not going nowhere. That guy is coming. Pause.
You know, for me, I know there's been a lot of people saying that Patrick Mahomes is probably the greatest like quarterback we ever seen. He's the greatest that I've seen my eyes on, but
Mm-hmm.
I won't say the greatest. He's the best quarterback I ever seen with my eyes. The greatest is going to have to be Tom Brady, even though I don't think he's the best quarterback. I think Peyton Manning is a better quarterback than Tom Brady, but there's no argument with Tom Brady. Like there's a losing argument saying that Tom Brady is not the greatest player of all time, really. Like there's nothing that you can say to disqualify him.
My
That's the greatest.
quarterback's undefeated. My quarterback undefeated in the Super Bowl. Is Tom Brady undefeated in the Super Bowl?
He doesn't have to be undefeated.
Oh, I don't know about that. I heard you. That's the most important part, the championship. My man has thrown 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. Does Tom
You
Brady have
just
no?
said you just said Tom Brady the greatest. What you talking about? You just said he's the greatest.
Nah, you said nobody had an argument, so I'm ready to make an argument because I really want. I
I
want
mean,
to make
that's
the argument. I can't make the argument, but I want to make it.
Joe
okay,
Montana
go,
played
go
for
ahead
who
and make
late
it.
in his career? Joe
Huh?
The
Montana played for
Chiefs.
who? Oh, okay. I was just
The
checking.
Chiefs.
I was just checking to make sure that.
That was broken arm Joe. You didn't have the real Joe. You had. He actually did play good in Kansas City as well. He took him
I
to
mean,
a
he played
couple.
great in Kansas City.
he did. He
Yeah,
He
yeah.
played
did. He
He
great.
did. He
did.
actually
He almost
did.
went to the Super Bowl. Uh, so Travis, who do you got for the game?
Oh man, I mean, I don't see it like I think the Chiefs are going to win, but like I wouldn't surprise me either way. It's such an even Super Bowl, even more even than I thought last year was. And
Hmm.
I thought last year was pretty dead even, but I mean, I think I think Mahomes is he's just unbelievable, and he's turned his game up a level in the postseason. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners walked away with it because they have such on paper they have a way better team. Especially McCaffrey could have won MVP easily, and I don't think anyone would have been mad. But I mean, if the Niners, I was just saying this, if the Niners play with the way they're capable of playing, they'll blow them out, especially on both ends of the ball. But I do think the Chiefs are going to pull it out just because they're
Oh,
on
no doubt,
fire.
no doubt,
I mean, I think they're on
no doubt,
fire,
no doubt.
and the Niners didn't really show me anything the last two games, especially with the Lions. I think they got lucky there. But
Huh? What?
hey, man, Lions imploded, bro. They should have beat you by like
Yeah,
20 plus.
Yeah.
yeah,
20
the
plus.
Lions lost that game. The Lions lost that
The
game.
Lions lost, like bad coaching. But hey, all credit to the Niners, but I think the Chiefs are just the better team right now with a better quarterback.
All right, John, who you got? Chiefs, right? And why?
Okay. I think Kyle Shanahan's gonna help us. Every big game he's been in, he has found a way to mess up coaches. I swear he's helped every team possible. I got the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes. I've been a fan of his since Texas Tech. I was hoping our Bears picked him because they always found a way to pick a quarterback that's not known, and I
Mhm.
felt like coming out, Patrick Mahomes wasn't known, and I thought the Bears was gonna pick him, and when the Bears went up a pick, I said, "Oh, we definitely gonna pick him," and didn't get him. But I've loved his growth as a quarterback since his first year playing. He's thrown less touchdown, but became a better quarterback all at the same time. And I just got the Chiefs, but Cal Shanahan's going to help the Chiefs. I promise he is.
All right, D. I know you got the Chiefs, but why you got the Chiefs?
First of all, I'm just loyal. I'm loyal for sure. But Patrick Mahomes is going to lead us to the championship once again. He's not going to always depend on Kelsey, but Isaiah is going to definitely be a big part of it. I could see him using those feet to just like take us there. And Gray's going to probably play a big part in it too, I think. I could see Gray doing something in here. Kelsey, Gray, and Isaiah, I think, are going to be the key components. Rice might do something too, actually. So we got a nice little squad, and plus our defense is top notch. So I don't see the 49ers doing too much because they did slip through. The Lions had the game and just gave up. So yeah,
All right. All
there it
right,
is.
Johnny. Why is the 49ers going to win this game?
Oh, the 49ers going to win this
Yeah,
game
why?
because we do have the better team. All right. The last time we
That's
faced y'all,
that's true.
you guys had a better offense and a worse defense, right? That was what, 3 Super Bowls ago? Am I correct?
2019, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right? Okay. Now we have a better offense. You guys have the better defense. But I think McCaffrey and Brock Purdy are going to be the factor. I'm going to give John some credit. I have a feeling Kyle Shanahan is going to try to make Brock Purdy the MVP. I see it as a high-scoring Super Bowl. I see both teams scoring above 30, definitely over 25. So I don't know what the over and under is. We usually don't talk betting, but it's Super Bowl. Who doesn't bet on the Super Bowl? But I think the Niners are going to win because we're just going to play our game. We have everything that we need to beat y'all, and I think we're gonna fluster Mahomes a little bit. We have a good defensive line. We don't have to blitz as much, and I think we're going to do a good job. I think it's going to be down to the coaching, though. I think it's going to be on Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan who makes the best play calling. So that's really going to be the difference. But I think we just got the team to execute the plays that Kyle Shanahan will do. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait. But Mahomes, man, it's Mahomes. It's your boy. It's Mahomes. That guy. That guy.
I mean, last year the Eagles was better than the Chiefs. The Eagles actually outplayed the Chiefs. I mean, the
But the
Bills
Eagles,
outplayed
the
the
Eagles
Chiefs all the
shouldn't have
time.
been there though. The Eagles shouldn't have been there last year. They lucky they hurt our
Eagles was the
quarterback.
best team in the league. What you talking? Why they shouldn't have been there?
We
Why?
were going to beat them. Brock Purdy got
Who?
knocked
The
out in the first.
49ers?
Yes, we lost
Okay,
him in the first
all
drive.
all year long, the Eagles was the best team in the league. Patrick Mahomes
What
was limping through the playoffs.
what happened when we faced them this year? What happened to them?
I, I'm
They got
talking
a
about last
they
year.
got I know, but that's what's gonna happen. That was gonna happen last year. We were gonna show everybody how to beat Philadelphia last year. We didn't get a chance to do it until
Nah,
this year.
Philly just wasn't the same team last year after Mahomes took their heart out.
Go talk to the dude that was on the show the other day on NFL Network saying how the 49ers showed everybody else how to beat them. That's how they failed throughout this season. That's how they lost like what, 5 out of 6 before they
I mean,
beat
they
them.
was 10-1 to begin with. They was 10-1.
So
So
they came
apparently,
to
no,
San
they wasn't doing
Francisco.
a good job. They
So
they,
they,
they, they
co-
wasn't doing a
so
good
they came
job.
so they came to San Francisco and we gave them the blueprint. Now we're gonna give y'all the blueprint on Kansas City today.
I mean, the Chiefs didn't need a blueprint since they beat them in the Super Bowl. But all right, Travis.
We had
So
Jimmy then.
so
We
it,
had Jimmy then. We got Brock Purdy now. Poker
Did
face
anybody
Purdy.
did anybody
Brandon,
see that
I'm talking
Brandon,
about the
put the link
Eagles.
up. Hold on, Brandon. Brandon,
Okay,
put the link up
link
so folks can join. Again, thank y'all for joining us, man. Y'all know. Listen, if y'all thought I was bad for LeBron, I'm bad for the Niners. I've been rooting for the Niners for 30-something years.
I feel
anybody
bad.
see that Baltimore 49ers game this season?
D, you can unmute yourself, sweetie. You can have fun. This is
You
Goat
going
James
you
Kingdom.
going down in flames with them. I forgot. I'm going down with 'em.
I got to. Just like y'all did against the Bucks.
All right, Travis. What's the key for the 49ers to win this game?
Just pressure. It's simple, man. Just pressure Mahomes. He's been making, especially since last year, like when they lost Tyreek and nobody said they had a chance because he was like
Mhm.
their only deep threat. He carried that group of trash cans. You talk about carrying job. He carried them to a ring last year. He's doing the same thing this year. Who's his best? They led the league in drops by like a hefty margin this year, and they're still in the Super Bowl.
Almost
That's
double.
goat shit right there.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
Hey, he said
Like-
Mahomes is throwing to 90 centers, final centers.
Yeah, he's throwing to bumps like Shaq and Hakeem, dude. Like the worst players of all time.
No, like Mark
So-
West, Oster tag.
Oh, sure, yeah, just
Duckworth,
totally
Duckworth.
garbage. So, yeah, but yeah, I think the key is they just have to get pressure on him. I think their best, the Chiefs' best tackles out though too, so that might be a big deal.
Yeah, the guard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the guard. So their offensive line has been if the Niners can get pressure on them, and also I just think just double Kelsey. Take your chances with Pacheco and Rice and like Valdez Scantling. Who cares? Just make those guys beat you, and I would defeat a steady line of or thing of blitzes at Mahomes and see what he does.
Bosa.
Just bless him. All right, John.
Don't blitz
what's the key
Mahomes. No.
to the 49ers? Yeah, they don't blitz
My
him.
man,
No. Don't
What's
blitz
the
Mahomes. No.
key for the 49ers to beat the Chiefs?
The only way you beat the Chiefs is you challenge their offensive line. If you watch the way to beat Patrick Mahomes, you have to challenge the Chiefs' offensive line. That's the only way to beat them. Even when you watch that game versus Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, did you see the plays Mahomes was still making with no offensive line? He was still making plays. But the only way you could beat the Kansas City in the big game is you have to challenge the offensive line. And with the offensive lineman out and the backup being in, you have to challenge it. So you don't blitz a lot because once you blitz a lot, Patrick Mahomes, he gonna pick you apart. But you go back and forth. You make him think. You challenge that offensive line in every way possible. You do twists, blitz, drop some. You have to play him like that. That's the only way you can beat Patrick Mahomes.
All right, D. So this year has been rough for us. We had a lot of rough weeks at work with these Chiefs. We know what you can do to beat the Chiefs. So let everybody know how the 49ers can beat the Chiefs today.
Oh man, please keep the camera off of Taylor Swift. That's
Please.
Keep it on because apparently Kelsey plays good when she's there.
Right. No, but they do need to, that offensive line needs to take care of themselves because they are kind of weak on that right side. And then also Purdy, the defense that defense is going to have to make sure he's not running up that middle because he is pretty good throwing up that middle, and he will hit that target each time. So they're going to have to watch that. And I think that if they can do that, then they can keep them contained. That's the only. I don't want them to win, so that's the way I'm going to put it.
Yeah. You just refuse to get a 49ers the edge. All right, Twin Man. We have heard your thoughts on the game. Who do you got? And tell me how the 49ers can win this game.
Oh, I got the Chiefs.
Okay.
Sorry, I got the Chiefs. I mean, you can do all you want. I don't bet against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Only reason why they lost against Tom Brady is because most of the offensive line was hurt. Let's be real.
All of them?
So the only way you're going to beat Kansas City, you have to pressure Mahomes. And I mean, you have to force him out the pocket early and often. I don't even know which way you can force him because he can throw on the run either way. But you have to force him out of the pocket, get to him. But you have to constantly keep somebody in his face and hope he throws a bad pass and you get an interception. I believe this Super Bowl is going to come down to to whoever gets the early mistakes, whoever can capitalize on mistakes. I honestly don't agree it's going to be a shootout. If it's a shootout, that favors Kansas City. 49ers better keep the game low, and they better score at least 3 points every time they get the ball. Because if Patrick Mahomes finds a groove it's a wrap. Let's be real here. Come on, I understand you're a Niners fan, but you are an objective person, Johnny. You already know if Patrick
Objective
Mahomes
where?
gets
Who? Where? Bang bang Niners game. What you talking about?
Well,
we got Nick
to be
Bosa.
honest,
We got Nick Bosa. We have that front line.
Going down with the ship like
There's two things that can't happen tonight if the Niners want to win.
Miss D said,
run. You can't let Kansas City establish the run. Pacheco cannot go off. You cannot let Pacheco go off.
No, Pacheco, he's gonna catch the ball out the backfield. He ain't running. That ain't happening because you know who's gonna be.
That's
on
why
him.
I said you got to shut down the run game, and you got to keep somebody in Patrick Mahomes' face.
Greenlaw. Y'all ain't naming none of these defensive boys we got on the other side. These studs on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, because everybody been running against San Francisco. So why?
Right, that's what I'm saying. He acting like people ain't been running on San Francisco.
Who's been running on us?
Who has it? Tell me a team has it.
Who has it?
The Chiefs. That's who has it. That's
because they ain't played it yet. The game ain't been played yet. That's why.
All right, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Well, to be fair, the 49ers is the favorite to win this game. The 49ers is the better team.
They were the favorite to win the last time they played.
Yeah, but the thing is, Patrick Mahomes is probably the clutchest quarterback we ever seen. When the dude is down, it don't even matter. He's been outplayed by almost every quarterback throughout the game, like the last 2 seasons. Even though last year he was hurt, but he gets outplayed throughout the game. But once that fourth quarter comes and they're down, it's hard to keep him down. It's hard because he knows how to prevail and help the team win. But, in all reality, the 49ers should win this game. The 49ers is the better team. Like, the 49ers is a better team.
Better team. I just think, honestly, the wild card in this is McCaffrey. They have to control him.
I don't think you can. Patrick
okay, so you have to do to them what they kind of did, what the Giants did to the Patriots. Randy Moss got off because you're not going to stop him, but you got to contain everybody else.
Who you going to contain?
McCaffrey's going to do it third, the whole 3.
Who you going to contain? Ayuk? Brandon Ayuk? Debo? Who? Kittles? Who?
All right.
I mean, the key to the game is shutting down Purdy. That's the key to the game.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing. You got to go to Purdy.
You got to shut him down. You cannot let him throw the ball.
You are going to need the blitz.
You can't let him find McCaffrey in the flats. Like, you just cannot. You have to make sure to make his life miserable, because if you do, the 49ers are going to get blown out.
Yes,
that's any quarterback. If you give any quarterback time, they'll pick you apart.
No, but Patrick is the opposite. He loves to be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's hard to say throw somebody in his face and you're gonna stop him.
I don't blame him with his wife. He definitely like to be uncomfortable.
Hey, whatever it takes.
No, but for the Chiefs fans, you want Purdy with the ball. That's who I want to beat me. Because you know what San Francisco got on their skills position. I want Purdy to pick me apart if I was a Chief fan, which I am. Mm-hmm. And let's see what he could do with the ball. I don't want Christian McCaffrey, Debo, the receiver, or I don't want them with the ball and doing their thing. If I was the Chiefs, I want Purdy to make Purdy beat you.
I'm sorry.
All right, so
between the quarterback, I'm going with Mahomes all day. I'm sorry.
No, we're not saying Purdy's the better quarterback.
Craig, yeah, we're not saying they need to make sure he's uncomfortable and not getting the ball out to his receivers, Kittles and Devo, and in the flats with McCaffrey. Like, you need to make sure he's not able to do those things. All right, Craig, we haven't got your take. So who do you have winning this game?
I mean, honestly, I would like for the Niners to win, but I can't go against Mahomes because Brady is not in the Super Bowl, so I can't go against Mahomes in the Super Bowl that doesn't have Brady in it.
Facts.
All right. All right. So Johnny, if the Chiefs win and Patrick Mahomes gets another Super Bowl MVP, where did that rank him all time? Not just in quarterbacks, but all time.
That's hard because all time there's a lot of great players.
Mm-hmm.
He's up there because this is his
It's like his sixth full season.
AFC Championship
Six full
game
seasons.
since he's been the starting QB.
Start since Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, I mean Mahomes is only making the case to be considered the greatest football player ever. Can he keep this up? I mean, how long is he going to keep doing this? He's been what, 5 AFC championships? Six.
So
he won 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
He's won 2 Super Bowls. He's won a league MVP.
2
MVPs.
2 MVPs.
Yeah. So where did that rank him all time if he wins the Super Bowl?
Well, let's just do the Michael Jordan fan logic. He did more and less than anybody else, so he's the GOAT.
All right. That's okay. Johnny's not gonna answer the question. All right, Travis. If Patrick Mahomes win the Super Bowl MVP, where did that put him as a rank all-time greats?
I have him as the 4th best QB right now, as it is. If he wins, I'd put him up to 2. But all time, it's tough to say because I think there's position players who are wildly underrated. You know, like Ed Reed or Lawrence Taylor, things like that.
Lawrence Taylor's not underrated at all. Most people consider him the greatest.
Sure, but I mean,
Lawrence Taylor.
You usually have like a lot of QBs, but like Jerry Rice, you have just impact players all over the place. But I mean, I'd definitely put him top 10 at least.
Top 10, okay.
Yeah.
All right, John. The same question. Where would you rank him if he wins Super Bowl MVP?
The easier question is to rank them quarterbacks. I mean, all time he is top 10.
Top 10.
Quarterback.
So are you guys saying that he's not top 10 currently?
I already got top 10.
As quarterback
Yes,
all
yes.
time?
No, top 10
Yes,
all
he is.
time. Travis and John. Are you saying he's not top 10 right now?
I'm saying he's top 10 right now, all time.
Oh, okay. So that don't say much. You already think he's top 10. Like where would you rank him? Do you move him up where?
As a quarterback or as a player?
All time as a player.
So
He goes to number 5.
Number 5. All right, you Travis. Where did he go?
I mean, I'd have to put him somewhere top 10. I mean, he's fringe right now for me, but like he's got to be at least top 10. I would say he'd be the 2nd best QB of all time. It's just so much easier ranking my positions.
Yeah.
I know
And notice we ranking him by what he did, but not how many yards he passed, how many touchdowns he
He's
threw,
second.
no total
Football
yards
is tough.
he threw.
Like you
He's
have to rank
what
my
he actually did, right?
All right, D. Where'd you rank him all time?
Out of everybody, I've been, I'm studying.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm researching. So he's going to rank the 2nd best after Larry
Second best
Bird,
all
of
time.
course. After Larry Bird, who did this back in the late 70s, early 80s. I actually looked it up.
No, Larry Bird.
Early.
Larry Bird's in basketball.
Football.
We're talking football.
I know, but you said all time over everything.
Yeah,
all time in football. All time in football.
Football. I guess he's gonna be number 1 because that's all.
He gonna be number 1 for you. Hey, hold on. So you have Larry Bird as the greatest basketball player of all time?
Because that's the top of all men's sports.
Okay, so D, you're saying that Larry Bird is the greatest basketball player of all time?
That is the statistics.
Okay. All right. That's something new. It's fine. All right, Twin Man, the same question. Same question.
Yes. Quarterback. I can't put him in front of Brady. I can't. If we're just going strictly quarterbacks, I can't put him in front of Brady. I can't put him in front of Terry Bradshaw. I can't put him in front of Steve Young. I have to put him number 4. But if we're going all time, every player.
Hold on. No, just let him go for all time. He's gonna have to explain this quarterback thing next. All time. Where you have him at?
All time. He's gonna be at least top 5.
Top. Okay, come on, Twin Man. Come on. That don't make any sense.
You can get him, Brown. Why did you go to Terry Bradshaw 2nd?
Yes. I need to get it.
That I need to know. Why out of all the quarterbacks you could have mentioned better than Mahomes, why did you pick Terry
You ain't say
Bradshaw?
Joe Montana. You ain't say...
Listen.
Well, hold on, Craig.
I'm
We
just
heard your
talking
top
about
five
now. Hold
defenders
on. Now
before.
hold on. That's not my official top 10 list. I'm talking about Super Bowl wins, and we're not gonna pretend like Terry Bradshaw don't got a bunch of rings. That's
Okay,
what we're
no,
not
but-
gonna do.
But we're not using Super Bowl rings to grade quarterbacks, are we? Is that how we doing it?
I mean,
Joe
hold
Mon-
on.
Joe
Now,
Montana
if you
got
want my
four.
actual top 10, if you want my actual top 10 quarterback list, I'm talking about by skill, yards, all that. I can give it to you. I was talking about strictly Super Bowl rings.
Oh no, we
Because
didn't ask you
my
that though,
top, my top 5 for all. I'm talking about everything. If I'm putting everything in there, because I'm sorry, I hate the Patriots, but I gotta put Tom Brady number 1. Then I'm sorry, it's gonna be like you said, like Joe Montana, Dan Marino, all the yards he threw, Drew Brees for all the yards he threw. Like there's a lot of quarterbacks to choose from here, but I'm talking strictly Super Bowl rings.
So wait,
right now.
so none of y'all factor in the different rules and the way the game has been played in the last 10 years, and how difficult it is compared to how it is now.
So right now, legitimately, it goes Brady, Manning, Montana, and Mahomes. No other argument.
Even better than Mahomes is better than Brett Favre all time.
Yes.
Drew
Absolutely.
Brees all time.
100%. Yes.
Y'all
Way
are
more flex than both.
Y'all
Way
are
more
bad.
flex than both.
I'm looking at their career. I ain't looking at their name.
Yeah,
I'm
look at
looking
that.
Blood factor is
all right,
like
I'm gonna bring up like
20%.
Craig said. How many yards has Mahomes have for his career? What is his total touchdowns? Does he have 400 touchdowns?
No, I don't know. Like I give a rat's ass about totals right now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Of course, that's just what you would say, Mr. Kobe Bryant fan. Wait a minute, y'all are bugging. Okay, granted, like I said, he's projected. His projection is there.
Do you think Kansas City will let Patrick Mahomes go? Like
it don't matter if they let him go or not. He can go to another team. He can go to another team. It don't matter.
Do you think they'll let him go like Chargers let Drew Brees go?
It don't matter if he's. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he stays or not. Again, he is projected to get you 70,000 yards. He's projected for 400, 500 touchdowns. He's projected for all of this. He's projected for more MVPs. That's where we can say, yeah, in the future. But as of right now, if we take his 6-year career, he's not a top 5 quarterback of all time.
Yes, he is.
I wouldn't even put him top 10.
MVP. Drew Brees don't even have an MVP.
He already has eclipsed everything Drew Brees has done in his career.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson has 2 MVPs, so we're going to put Lamar Jackson in the top 10 above Drew Brees because he has an MVP?
How many Super Bowls does Lamar Jackson carry?
I hate to say it. So,
you don't even
Johnny,
have a Super Bowl appearance.
Football is very different than basketball because Super Bowls really matter. Lamar Jackson, I mean, he's put up a ton of yards. He's done a lot of great things. Those 2 MVPs it's not enough for him to be considered top 10. What Patrick Mahomes has done.
So don't throw it for Patrick Mahomes because there's quarterbacks. No, wait, there's quarterbacks who's thrown for 400 yards. I mean, 400 touchdowns.
Over
50,000 yards.
Because they play longer.
Tom Brady.
See, so that goes my point. So because Mahomes did more and less, he's the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT. No, not yet.
Yes.
He's number 2 if he wins today.
Who has done more in 6 years?
That's
who has
ridiculous.
done more? Who has done more in 6 years? In any 6 years?
Brady had 3 Super Bowls in 6 years.
Does he have 2 MVPs in those 6 years? Does he have 4 Super Bowls in those years? Does he have 2 league MVPs in those years? Because what Mahomes has. That's what they said.
No,
2 league
I don't
MVPs.
think Tom Brady had 2 league MVPs by then.
Exactly.
He definitely didn't.
Tom Brady was winning championships not as the best quarterback in the league.
No, he wasn't.
Here's why Mahomes is number 2 or number 4 right now. It's because he already has the 2 rings, right? He already has, like you said, he already has master tickets, and like he's already better than people like Favre, like Breeze, as far as like what they do on the big stage, which matters in football.
You know what? I forgot about that. John Elway. John Elway? Really?
About John Elway.
Within a short amount of time.
I haven't forgot about John Elway. I think Patrick Mahomes is John Elway 2.0.
And he's winning with way worse teams than those guys had too.
Yeah,
they played in the era where your quarterback got smacked up. They played in the real tough football era. What are you talking about? Your receiver wasn't running without nobody touching the receiver down the football field.
That's why Montana's 3.
Where you can have Cheetah running, nobody touched Cheetah. Nobody knocking Cheetah on his behind like they would have did back in those times.
Who has Cheetah?
Huh?
You can't.
He had
He
had Cheetah for 4 years.
So he's going to have a second ring without him.
I know. I'm just saying he did win with him. That's a part of having him.
He won with him and without him.
I know that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying those are the things that he's had. Let's not get it confused. This Cheetah's been the best receiver in football for at least 4 or 5 years.
No respect to
he ain't been that long.
He ain't been the best.
One of the best,
Listen,
yeah.
that man has been one of the best receivers in football.
Okay,
for a very
one of
long
the
time.
best, not the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's still up there. He's up there. He's been top 5 for sure. While
They
he
can
was
trust
with
to go.
Mahomes, and he's doing that without Mahomes. He's doing it with Tua.
I mean, you can't. He's the fastest receiver ever seen.
Because you can't touch nobody. You can't do nothing.
You could try to touch him if you try to slow him down and he just jukes you. You're not going to catch up with him. You have to play off of him.
You have to.
You can knock. Listen,
You have
back in the days, you used to be able to knock a receiver on their behind if the ball wasn't thrown to them. You can't do that now.
No,
He is
up to 5 yards.
The rules have to change.
It's the ball.
he is a running back. He is a
No.
running back. You could touch him if you want. You won't
That's what
knock
I'm
him
saying.
down.
Back in the days, he would have never been able to play receiver. They would have put him at running back. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
They would have put him.
back then.
You put him anywhere he wanted to be.
What's the
You
rule?
don't have to put. You can put him wherever you want to be.
What's
The
the
thing
rule
is,
change?
Liddy, that's false. Not
What do you mean?
second.
What are the rules? Are y'all
What's
really gonna?
the rule change that you're talking about? Give me
The rule changes.
that you're
The
talking
rule
about.
changes. You cannot touch a receiver after 5 yards at
That's
all.
always been the rule, though.
No,
you could never do that. That's always
no.
been pass
Yeah,
interference.
that's what I'm saying.
No. It was only pass interference if the ball was intended to the receiver. You could always bump a receiver and do all that. Keep your hands on it. You cannot. Matter of fact, you still can't do it now. Even after that, before within 5 yards, you can do whatever you wanted to do within 5 yards. That's what the Patriots did against the Rams to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's how they slowed down
the 5-yard rule they was using against.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Those are all different rules. There were rules against
there's
quarterbacks.
still a rule now.
You can't even put your hand near a quarterback's head without getting 15 yards. There's mad
Unless his
rules
name
that
is Zach Wilson. If
I mean, the
Come on.
quarterback rule is different.
back in the days, you didn't have to turn around and look for the ball. They weren't gonna call pass interference because of that, because you ran into the receiver.
The
Like there's
quarterback
mad
rules are different,
rules.
but the
Everything
receiver
is
rules
different.
I mean,
ain't
they're
Everything is
still would have
different.
called pass interference. They still would have called
If
pass
Marino
interference.
was playing
The only
today, if
big
Dan
difference
Marino was
is
playing today, he's throwing for 6,000-7,000 yards per season, easily.
But hold up. Hey,
On what
Johnny,
team?
the only rules that
Any
change the
team,
rules for the
any
quarterback.
team,
No, he's
any
not.
team. Oh
No,
yes,
he's not.
Dan
No, he's
Marino's
not.
throwing for 7,000 yards on any team.
Not
in
with
today's
these
NFL.
defensive ends these days. You got to be athletic.
Now,
got
King
it.
John, I'm sorry. Dan Marino, one of the best throwers of the football ever. I
don't
think
deny
he's going to give
Don't
you
deny
yards.
that. But if you
Jordan will be
can't move
above
in that pocket
today's
today,
league.
it's completely different.
What do you mean? Y'all haven't heard the
I
play
mean-
like Aaron
Basketball for
Rodgers?
people where you have crazy
Aaron
Jordan
Rodgers
fans
proved.
saying Jordan would average 40 today.
Tom
Dan
Brady,
Marino
Tom
I mean-
Brady
I
for
mean-
20 seasons was an immobile
no one's throwing.
quarterback.
If Patrick Mahomes not throwing for 6,000 yards, what makes you think Dan Marino is?
Because he's not Dan Marino. Dan Marino could throw better than Dan
in
Mahomes.
defense, they got an opportunity because Dan Marino didn't play 17 games a season. Now they have that extra games.
Never had a good running back.
Patrick Mahomes is still playing 16 games. He's still playing 16 games.
I know that, but Dan Marino is way better at throwing the football than Patrick Mahomes.
There's been nobody playing quarterback that I've seen better than Patrick Mahomes.
Mute Diamond right
That's
quick.
why-
and Diamond,
That's
mute
why
yourself.
Dan Marino
right
went
now.
to one Super Bowl.
Hey, what's up, man?
Three
What's up?
quarterbacks
I've
off
been
the top of my
watching
head that I
this
think that are
again.
better than
I had to
Patrick
jump in
Mahomes.
here, man. Man,
What
listen,
happened?
man.
What happened?
This argument, it sounded so much like the Michael Jordan argument. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm over here pulling my hair out listening to this. Like, how can any of y'all sit there and say that Patrick Mahomes of all time is better than any of these guys? Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Johnny? No way. Like, if he retired
Definitely better
tonight,
than Brett Favre.
if he wins the Super Bowl tonight and he retired like Michael Jordan and don't play no more, he's top 10 all time. He's top 5 all time. Better than Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Better than John. Come
Yes.
on, man. Brett Favre.
Yes.
Y'all are crazy, man. That's
So,
the
hold
same
up,
thing.
hold up.
Same
Okay,
thing
hold
we
on,
argue
hold
with-
on, hold on,
same thing
hold
we
on,
argue
Diamond,
with Jordan
Diamond,
fans
I
about.
agree with him. I agree with him.
Hold up,
I agree with
Diamond.
him.
Why is Brett Favre better than Patrick Mahomes?
Yes, please.
Same reason why LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan.
That's not
Okay,
even.
explain it.
that's-
Explain it. Explain it.
Terrible.
Explain it.
Well, because he plays Iron Man his whole career. Like, what do you mean?
Huh?
Listen,
Huh?
I already gave y'all what it was.
I'm talking
Y'all
about
didn't know
of an all-time career. Now this is what I will
Yeah.
say. I agree with y'all about this. Patrick Mahomes is on pace to become the greatest quarterback and be top 2,
Yes.
3, 4, or maybe 1 on pace. But if his career ended right now today, there's no way you can put him above them people, man.
Okay. If his career
No,
ended, okay, hold up. If his career ended and he has 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 titles, 2 Super Bowls, why would Brett Favre be ranked higher than Patrick Mahomes?
Yes. Great question.
Because he got more passing yards.
Because again,
because he
because
did more. He had a fuller
Brett
career.
Favre.
No, just let him answer the question. Let him answer it.
Well,
Let him answer it first.
just like
Then you
the
can go.
whole GOAT debate. So only thing that matters is some rings.
So you can't.
No, just explain why. That's why I want to know why. I understand, but why?
That's a rhetorical question. What do you mean, why? So you saying, so
wanna
that's
know.
just like, okay, we're not talking about best, though. We've had this argument before. Best and greatest is two different things. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time because of what he did. Come on,
Just
man.
Tell me why Brett Favre is better than Patrick Mahomes if Patrick Mahomes win his third Super Bowl MVP.
So that's all you basing it off of is Super Bowl MVPs. They give
the
quarterback 99% of the time.
He don't even know how to answer the question.
So you're not going to answer it?
Can I chime in here?
Because it's rhetorical. I mean, I need you to understand.
I need you to understand something real quick. There's literally, if his career ended today, after this Super Bowl and he won the Super Bowl and got a Super Bowl Finals MVP, literally the only quarterback you can compare him to is Tom Brady. That's just the truth.
No, you can't. That's false.
That's not false. True. We're talking about.
All right. Okay, Johnny. Why is it false? Because me and Twin Man on the same page. Why is it false, Johnny?
It's gonna be false. It's gonna be false. It's gonna be false because quarterbacks like John Elway, who has multiple championships, quarterbacks like Joe Montana, who has multiple championships, quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, who has multiple championships and league MVPs and all of that. So Tom Brady, all that. We're not even talking the numbers as far as stats. You guys want to bring up just the accolades and winning, as far as being the best player and all this other stuff. There's plenty of quarterbacks. Terry Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls. Like, what are we talking about? Are we just using the Super Bowl?
No.
I mean, no one said we're just using the Super Bowl. We're saying if he retires,
like I said, I agree. He's on pace.
There's 4 things that Patrick Mahomes has done in his career.
If he retires right now, listen, if he retires right now, he has less yards than Dak Prescott. He has less yards than Jared Goff. He has less yards than Cam Newton. He has less yards than Steve Young. He has less yards than Phil Simms. He has less yards than Jim Kelly. He has less yards than Derek Carr. He has less yards than Russell Wilson. Joe Flacco has more yards than him.
So check it out.
Oh, hold on. Let me ask him this question. Who's a better all-time quarterback, Flacco or Patrick Mahomes?
And we're going all time and we do it right now.
Who's the better quarterback, Flacco or Patrick Mahomes all time?
All time rise, career-wise, Flacco.
All right. So everything you say don't even matter. Everything you say don't even matter.
No, if that's the case, Terrell Davis is the best running back ever.
He said he ain't going that far.
If that's the case, Terrell Davis is one of the best running backs ever. That's it, because he had those great 4 years. Because that's what y'all doing. That's basically what y'all doing.
Okay.
Looking at everything, you got to look at touchdown to interception ratio.
Look, so
interception.
If Mahomes retires,
Patrick Mahomes has less interceptions than all of them.
He's gonna have less interceptions than all of them. He hasn't played that many games. What are you talking about? What do you
mean? I mean, he plays every year with these dudes. You said Dak Prescott. You said, I don't even know.
You want to go to let's go to touchdowns and see how many times Patrick Mahomes has less touchdowns than Jay Cutler. He has less touchdowns than Jim Kelly. He has less touchdowns than Derek Carr. He has less touchdowns than Joe Flacco.
Who's the better quarterback all time, Jay Cutler or Patrick Mahomes? You're saying stuff that you don't believe.
The stats. No, the stats. I see the stats.
You don't believe.
No,
you're saying stuff you don't believe.
I see the stats.
You say
that's what I see.
But you're going to the bottom of the barrel, man.
No.
Yeah, don't say those players. Don't say those players.
Bottom of the barrel, man.
Again.
About top-notch elite quarterbacks.
Again, I'm going to name to you top 5 quarterbacks that Patrick Mahomes is nowhere near. And that's because of their stats. I'm going to give it to you. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers alone.
And Joe Montana.
wait, I'm not even gonna bring them up. These guys have over 400 touchdowns and over 50,000 yards. Tom Brady has thrown for 89,000 yards in his NFL career.
No one's saying he's better than Tom Brady all time.
No,
So take Tom Brady out of there. We know that Tom Brady's the GOAT of all time.
So you say he better?
Why Drew Brees and Brett Favre?
We talked about them having 400 touchdowns, right, for their careers, but we're gonna go to their passing yards as well, okay? And we go to Drew Brees, 80,000 yards thrown. Peyton Manning, 71,000 yards thrown. Brett Favre, 71,000 yards thrown. Aaron Rodgers, 59,000 yards thrown. Your boy threw for 28,000 yards and only 240 touchdowns. He's nowhere near.
And he has more Super Bowl appearances than all those players.
Johnny, let me ask
we
you.
all know why. Because he's also a part of a great team. It's not like he's on a
part of a great team. His teams are not great. Patrick Mahomes' teams have never been great. What you talking about?
Alex Smith was taking his team to the playoffs. Man. Come on,
these teams have not been great. You take off Patrick Mahomes, they're not winning anything. These teams have not been great. They're being good teams. Patrick Mahomes pulls out games in the fourth quarter. They're not great teams.
Again,
Johnny, let me ask you.
He's pulling out because he has a good team. He's on a good team.
He's a good team. A good team. I get that.
Yeah, he's on a good team.
Who has the highest passing yards per game of all time?
No, we're gonna do the per game thing. Okay, we're gonna go to the guy with the less games. Let me go look at that up. Let's go look that up. I don't know. Per game.
Who's second all time in QBR?
Let's go on. Wait, let's look it up.
Out of all those players that got
they're going to analytics. Again, all those analytics are going to be based off the fact that he's played a short NFL career. But let's go to that. Yards per game. He has. Hold on, wait. This man has played for 6 NFL seasons, and he only averages 16 yards per game compared to Drew Brees, who's played 19 NFL seasons.
16 yards per. What are you talking about?
16 yards per game more. Drew Brees averaged 280 yards per game in a 19 NFL year career. Your boy's played 6 years and only averaged 296 in an era that allows him to throw the ball more.
Okay, so it's Patrick Mahomes. Okay, got it. Okay.
Oh wait, Josh, hold on. I'm going to name. No.
You're not about to get out of this. How many?
I'm cooking right now. Y'all are getting
how
exposed.
many pass attempts for his career do Drew Brees average? How many pass attempts per year do he average for his career?
Per year? Okay, let me see.
Yeah, average. Per game. Pass attempts per game.
NFL don't do per game. I don't know why y'all doing per game.
Yes, they do per game. They do per game. Pass attempts per game.
Okay, I'm looking up the stats. They don't have a per game thing here. When I look up his stats, they don't say per game. They don't put up per game. That's what y'all love to do. This is what you have to do when your man's career is too short.
No, you're
and it's
saying
not long enough.
You're saying
just
that
like Jordan.
Just like
Michael Jordan. Your career is too short, so now we have to go to per game because your shit is too short. It's too minuscule. It's less accomplishments. So we're gonna go to the per game average. When I'm looking up the NFL on Basketball Reference, they don't even do per game.
I said pass.
Again, find basketball reference.
No, they do NFL Reference too. The Basketball Reference does everything. They do Football Reference as well. When you go look it up on there, they don't have per game. I gotta actually do the math. So he threw the ball how many times?
Don't do per game.
He threw the ball. Do the math, man. When y'all pull out your calculator, he threw the ball 10,551 times. He's played 286 NFL games. 287 NFL games. What's the math? Because they don't give me his averages here. They give me his totals. Like real football. Like real sports fans when we're talking greatness. Now, oh wait, before y'all even do that, y'all don't want to do that? Y'all done? Y'all got quiet real quick. What happened?
We doing what you asked.
Oh, okay. While y'all do that, we'll do that, we're gonna look at
all right, so it says 36.7.
34 attempts per game. Something like that. I got
36.
And what does Mahomes do? Let's go to Mahomes.
Because you said they allow him to throw the ball more. That's why I'm doing that. Because you said they allow him to throw the ball more.
So Mahomes has played 96 NFL games and he's thrown for 3,590. So that's about 36. A couple more passes.
Okay, so what you're saying wasn't true. That they allow him to throw more if Drew Brees and Tom throws about the same.
They allow them to throw more because of the rules that apply. Drew Brees didn't have that all the
time. Both of them have the same attempts per game.
No, they don't have the same. Your boy throws more per game.
How many he throw per game?
35,
Like
36,
two
is
more
34.
passes.
And that's the 16.
Drew
And that's the
Brees
and that's the 16 yards.
It's per game. It doesn't matter. It's per game. Drew Brees throws the ball more per game.
Wait. Can your boy do it for 19 NFL seasons? Because he's only done it for 6. Your boy did it for 19.
That's not the question. That's not the question. You said that he's throwing the ball more, and he's not. He's not throwing the ball more.
He's in an era where you can throw the ball more. That's
he's not throwing the ball more. He's not. Drew Brees is throwing the ball more.
He's throwing the ball more. He's throwing the ball twice. He's throwing the ball 2 times as much per game.
He throws more a game.
Per game. That's 30. That's 44 attempts per season. Brandon, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? It's per game. I'm not talking about per season. I'm not talking about totals. I'm saying per game.
That's what you have to do because that's all your man has. Your man doesn't have Drew Brees' career. He doesn't have the numbers to match Drew Brees.
But you're wrong. You say he throws the ball more. He doesn't.
Wrong. He does. He does
the ball more per day.
Per attempts he does. Per attempts he does.
No, he doesn't. It's Drew Brees throws more per game.
Right now, I think Drew Brees would want Patrick Mahomes' career because he's been in more championship games and more Super Bowls. Just saying.
What?
No, I just want to know
what we're doing then. So that's what we're doing then. We're doing the Super Bowls and team accomplishments.
Hey, Johnny, real quick, y'all.
Huh?
Real quick.
Huh?
Half of me agrees with you, Johnny, but I also agree with B. Lee. We have to get out. We got to take our basketball caps on and understand football. You can have a very short career.
And not be considered great. Bo Jackson's not considered one of the greatest players of all time because of his highlights.
Whatever did Drew Brees play in?
Again, Drew Brees has.
Whatever did he play in?
He started in 2001. That's early on when his career first started. It wasn't like it was now. The NFL the last 10 years. I told y'all the last 10 years.
Drew Brees still throws the ball more. That's what we're saying. Again, he throws the ball more. So you can't use that.
No,
you cannot use that.
Brandon,
that's like using Jordan shot attempt. Jordan still shoots the ball more.
36.
Drew Brees still pass the ball more a game.
36 is more than 34, Brandon. You know math better than I do.
Brandon said 36.
It's more than 34.
Drew Brees is 36.7.
No, Drew Brees was 34. That's what Twin Man said.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did. I heard that.
I didn't say that.
He didn't say that. You're making up stuff again.
Hold on, wait. He did say that.
I did say that. I did say that.
He did not say that. It's 36.7.
He did say it.
Well, Brandon said 36.
I did say 34. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I'll never lie. I did say that.
Okay, so it's 36.7 what Brandon said. All right, so 96. So he did say that. I heard what Twin Man said. He did say it. All right, so let's go to your boy.
I don't know if I messed up the attempts for the year or how many throws a game, but I got to 34.
Okay, so it's 90. What is it? So it's. Again, your boy throws for 37.4. That's more attempts per game than Drew Brees.
How much? 37.4?
37.4 to 36.7. That's more. And that's Drew Brees playing an entire 20-year career. So like I said, your boy, since you wanted to bring up the per game averages per passing, is up there with Justin Herbert. Why? Because Justin Herbert hasn't played too many NFL seasons. Andrew Luck, another guy that hasn't played too many NFL seasons. Then you have Matthew Stafford. Then you have Joe Burrow. Then you have Peyton Manning. Then you have Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, and Kirk Cousins ends off the top 10 passing yards per game for NFL career. None of those guys are in the top 5 unless you're talking about Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees. That's the facts.
So you base this off less than 1?
No, I'm basing this off of
less than 1 attempt. So he was saying that Patrick Mahomes throws the ball more. It's less than 1 attempt.
We going off your math. That's less than 1.
Patrick, you guys went to per game averages. I gave you quarterbacks that had to throw for 50,000 yards.
You said he throws a lot more and it's less than 1.
He does throw a lot more. He only averages 16.
A lot more.
He only averages
a lot
16.
More.
He only averages 16 yards more per game than Drew Brees, but Drew Brees has 50,000 more yards than he does.
Okay. No one said he's 3 more yards than him.
50,000.
You said he throws the ball a lot more. He's lifting a lot more.
When
they throw the ball basically the same.
When your boy can get 50,000 yards thrown for his career, then you can mention him in the top 5.
B-Lee, I understand what Johnny is saying.
Because only been in the league for
saying if you're taking everything into account,
6 years,
yards and everything, there's no way. And a part of me agrees with what he's saying. Not 100% wrong in what he's saying, but this is what I'm factoring in. NFL careers are notoriously short. They are notoriously short. So to sit here, you have to factor that in as well. So to pretend like we can't sit here and factor in how short an NFL career can be, you have to start, you got to look at this a little bit differently.
No, I can't look at it differently because your career is your career.
I understand what you're saying, but if he really went out, I'm sorry, Johnny, if he left the league after this Super Bowl with a win, they're not going to sit here and say, oh, all of these quarterbacks have more yards than them. You know this.
You can't hit a quarterback low. You can't do a team block. You can't
this is where we're going
block.
to agree. You're right. We're going to agree. They used to kill the quarterback. They did. But let's be real here. If he left the NFL today, he's going to be in the top 5 best ever just because of this stretch.
Off nostalgia and because of the era that we're in.
That's not nostalgia
because it's happening right now.
Not many quarterbacks that can right now. Say the majority of their career they're in the title game.
How many quarterbacks you know started?
How many quarterbacks can say their first 6 years they were in the championship game or the Super Bowl?
Okay, how many quarterbacks were drafted to a team as good as Kansas City, man? Come on.
What was Kansas City before Patrick Mahomes?
What was they doing before?
Come on.
They were making the playoffs with Alex Smith and all of this, bro. What y'all talking about?
But you know they wasn't going to the Super Bowl.
They made the playoffs.
Hey, man, you ask somebody as good as Mahomes, you can win a Super Bowl.
We made the playoffs and didn't win a game.
They were the Cowboys, bro.
Super Bowl, and that was it. We barely made the playoffs. Barely.
This man, Andy Reid took Donovan McNabb to several NFC Championship games into a Super Bowl.
Okay. Hey, he was really good. He was really good.
Yeah,
McNabb was really good.
I know McNabb was really good, and even at that, I bet you McNabb's career numbers are probably better than your boys' numbers.
Listen, I guarantee you, McNabb would trade every single passing yard for one fucking Super Bowl ring. I guarantee you. Drew Brees would trade 50,000 touchdowns, 50,000 yards for 2 more Super Bowl rings. Nobody would trade a Super Bowl rings for 100,000 passing yards.
You know what I be seeing on the auction block and pawn shops? Championship rings. I don't see nobody's stats in no pawn shops or auction shops.
So the question is,
I see Super Bowl. Football sign in the pawn shops.
Not my stats. My stats stay in the record books where it matters. That's where it goes. The stats tell you everything we need to know. As great, like I said, if Patrick Mahomes continues this for the next 10 years, this without doubt he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. He's going to have 70,000 yards. He's going to have 400.
So what do Patrick Mahomes need to be the greatest quarterback of all time?
10 more years of consistency. That's it.
I don't even think he needs 10 more years.
All right. Travis, what do Patrick Mahomes need to be the greatest quarterback of all time?
Literally, I'm not going to put him above. The reason Brady's the GOAT is because not only does he have the most rings, is because he has all the records too, and he's super clutch when it matters too. Like, he's great in fourth quarter. He has some of the most fourth quarterback. Like, that's what factors into a quarterback is how good are they late.
Yes.
And Tom Brady was one of the best.
He has the most fourth quarter comebacks.
That's why someone like Brett Favre is trash. That's why someone like Drew Brees is notoriously unreliable in the playoffs because they fold when the lights brightest. They have all the gaudy numbers, sure, because they played a long time. They chuck the ball. That doesn't mean they're better than these other players, regardless of their all-time number. Like I said, Joe Flacco isn't better than Joe Montana, and he has way more passing yards than him. Just like Emmitt Smith, no matter what you want to say, isn't better than Jim Brown or Adrian Peterson or LT. He just played longer than them. That's it. Okay? But anyway, yards per carry,
are we talking better or greater? Are we talking better or greater?
They don't make it
either way. Either way. What do you want?
No, it's not either way. There's a difference.
Greater? No.
Yes.
Greater is not simply playing a long time.
Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back of all time.
No, he's not. By any measurement.
Who has more yards? Who has the most Super Bowls, the more yards, the most MVPs?
Super Bowl is a team accomplishment.
You know what? I'm going to go smoke this joint.
When you're a running back and you're not the driving cause when you're not the driving force in your team's success, then that's
Oh, Emmitt Smith was not the main player on the Cowboys.
Johnny just want to argue today.
Emmitt Smith was not the main player on the main star on the Cowboys. Was not Emmitt Smith.
No, that was definitely
Who was? Troy Aikman was not better than Emmitt Smith.
Oh, what
Troy Aikman was not leading the league. Emmitt Smith was leading the league in categories.
Such
the offense ran because of Emmitt Smith.
Are we doing seasonal titles now?
Yeah. We're moving the goalpost today.
So how's that moving the goalpost? He said Troy Aikman was the reason the Cowboys won, and it was Emmitt Smith.
They had an amazing team.
To be honest, football is one of those sports where there's a lot of variables, there's a lot of factors in play. I can understand Travis saying Troy Aikman was the driving engine, and I can understand you saying Emmitt Smith was. Because without Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman doesn't get those yards he gets with Michael Irvin. Let's be real here.
I don't care what the argument is. You take a few players off that offensive line in Dallas, Emmitt Smith ain't putting up them numbers.
You're right. That's why I hate to say it. Emmitt Smith is not the best runner.
Yeah, you got the greatest. You may have the greatest offensive line.
Who's a better running back than Emmitt Smith? Who's a better running back than Emmitt Smith?
There's a ton of them. What are you talking about?
To be at least a duet.
Jim Brown's better.
Eric Dickerson.
How is Barry Sanders a better running back than Emmitt Smith?
Because he beats them in every measurable category. You want to yards per carry, rush yards per game, touchdowns per season. Anything you want to do. Receiving yards.
Who has the most yards? Who's the all-time rushing leader? Who's the all-time rushing leader? Who's the all-time touchdown leader? Who has the Super Bowls? Who has the regular season MVP as well? Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders' career cannot compare to Emmitt Smith's career.
Okay.
Barry Sanders' career cannot compare to Emmitt Smith's career. How can you compare that?
So we're talking greatest or better again. What are we doing?
They're saying that Barry Sanders is a greater running back than Emmitt Smith. And how?
Of course they're going to give Cowboys the awards.
Listen.
Okay, so Johnny, what if if you and I are let's say running backs in the league, right? And you smoke me in every measurable way, right? Other than I'm on a better team than you, and I have more Super Bowls than you, and I play 8 more years than you, and I have more total yards than you. But you beat me in yards per carry. You're better off the block than I do. You have more yards after contact. Again, you're more explosive. You have better hands. In every measurable way, you want to do that. And you do more in less time, okay? But am I better than you because my totals are better?
Barry Sanders do more in less time. Tell me, what did Barry Sanders do more in less time? What?
Y'all say hi to Brandon's baby girl. She's so cute. Listen. Y'all, first of all, y'all all sound like Michael Jordan fans today. Y'all all getting exposed by the exposer. Listen, you have now been exposed by the exposer. The greatness of a player is measured by his totals or her totals. That's how we measure greatness. That's
especially not true in football.
Better is determined by your eye test, right? So I can easily say this: no matter how good Jerry Rice is as far as numbers go, the eye test will tell you Devontae Adams, Antonio Brown, Chad Ochocinco all have better footwork. They're better hands than Jerry Rice. They're faster than Jerry Rice. They run better routes than Jerry Rice. But
they don't.
Again, the reason we don't say this is because Jerry Rice has 22,000.
Also because it's not true. Ochocinco?
Bro,
hey,
I said footwork. I'm not drunk. You go.
He's right about Ochocinco footwork.
Thank you. Listen, bro. You have now been exposed by the exposer. Listen what I'm telling you.
I'm sorry.
The wide receivers. Listen. The wide receivers of today, the way they run the routes and how good their footwork is top notch. We cannot even argue this. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. The eye test tells you Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. Brandon's not wrong when he says that. The man throws the ball left-handed. He throws it underhanded. He throws it behind his back. He throws the ball with the helmet around his side so he can't even see. The man I have yet to. All we waiting for is him to throw between his legs. Legitimately, the man does things that we all say no, and then it's like, oh, go.
So
that is the eye test. So that's what we see.
So Frank Gore is the third best running back of all time.
I'm about to expose the exposer.
Frank Gore, the third greatest running back of all time, John.
No. John.
He
No,
said
wait,
totals.
no. When I mentioned Emmitt
Third-
Smith,
It's more than just yards when we talk about totals. More than just yards.
when I said Emmitt Smith being the greatest running back, I mentioned Emmitt Smith having the most yards, the Super Bowl rings, the MVPs, the Super Bowl MVPs.
One MVP.
The touchdowns.
The touchdowns.
How many MVPs do you think Barry Sanders got? 5?
Oh wait, why do y'all think I got Jerry Rice as the greatest player ever? Not because of his totals, but his totals outreach anybody. As great as people think Randy Moss was, he has 500 more catches than Randy Moss or something like that. He has like 7,000 more yards than Randy Moss. Like
I thought they didn't throw in that era.
He has like 60.
But
That's how great Jerry Rice was.
I was about to expose the exposer.
Wait a minute. Y'all know when Jerry Rice entered the NFL, the wide receivers used to go on 3-point stance, right? Y'all know that, right?
Correct.
But hold up. No.
Come on now.
We ain't skipping past this. I got to expose the exposer.
Come on, John.
I got to expose the exposer.
The West Coast office changed with everything.
Yeah, because he was a good
Yak. The West Coast office exposed defenses.
Yak, because of Yak. No, because of Yak. Because San Francisco was smart. They would throw the ball.
What you're doing, you're making my point as I'm saying it.
You're
making my point as I'm saying it.
What's your point again?
Right now.
What's your point?
The West Coast office exposed defenses. Yak exposed defenses. You're helping me make my point. He wouldn't have these numbers then because defenses has changed for that West Coast offense. Had the league run the West Coast offense right now.
Oh no, but Jerry Rice is playing right now. He's still doing the same thing. Jerry Rice had all the great. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Jerry Rice is doing this in any era. He's the greatest player to ever play.
The modern wide receiver today literally wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for Jerry Rice.
We need a voice of consciousness. We need a voice of calm. D, please help us here. Are we just jumping the board? What did the stats tell you when we talk about greatness? Are we talking per game championships? Is it totals? How are we supposed to measure these guys?
Well, you're supposed to measure it by stats, but at the same time, you're supposed to measure it by, what you see, because according to Google.
What did Google tell us? What does Google tell us? Let us know. Because Google is better than all these guys up here today. Let's go. Come on, Google.
Emmitt Smith is in there, but they have other guys in there too. Walter Payton, they got Barry Sanders, Jim Brown. They're all in there. You know what I'm saying? So they're all in there, but we remember the ones that were most recent. And I guess that would have been the most recent was Emmitt Smith. He was the most recent of all of these other guys that we remember the most.
The one thing I give you about Emmitt Smith, that rushing record is never going to be broken.
Right.
Yeah, because they're playing with 2 backs now. The touchdowns too.
Yeah. And it most definitely takes at least a duet. You can't have one without the other because he can't get that without somebody giving him the ball. You know what I'm saying? He can't get it without that. He can't. Somebody's got to give him the ball.
Man, anybody can hand the ball off. Barry Sanders had a new quarterback every year. So like I know, I think Travis was saying that Troy Aikman was the reason that the Cowboys was great, and Troy Aikman. I mean, I don't know what you was watching at that time. I don't know what football Travis was watching, but Emmitt Smith was the driving force on that squad. I don't know what he was watching. He wasn't watching football in the 90s.
That whole Dallas team was built off of Emmitt Smith.
That whole team was great, but okay, Emmitt Smith isn't even top 5.
That whole Dallas team was built off their offensive line.
I don't think he was running the ball. Who made that offensive line great? Who made the offensive line famous? Emmitt Smith, not Troy Aikman.
Oh my God! Why did they get that offensive line? Why did they go get Larry Allen? Why did they go get Newton? Why did they go get all those guys? Because they had Emmitt Smith. They already that was what they built.
Okay, so that means every season Emmitt Smith scored more touchdowns than Troy Aikman. Every single season, Troy Aikman was just there giving him the ball, and he was.
Troy Aikman was great. He's a Hall of Famer. We're saying.
I'm just saying. To me, it was equal. I didn't say it was Troy Aikman. It wasn't. It was all of them. It was Troy Aikman.
The main force was Emmitt Smith. The main force was Emmitt Smith.
It was all of them.
Listen, every team strategized to stop Emmitt Smith. That was his strategy.
Yeah, I think.
Yes,
Let's be
when
real.
you went,
That
we lost to them.
offensive line-
We lost to
I
them
like
countless
Troy.
years, and it was because we couldn't stop Emmitt Smith. Emmitt
It
Smith
was so.
a
It
beast.
was so that they
why
traded
couldn't
and
you
they
stop
got rid of
Emmitt
Emmitt
Smith?
Smith. He was
Huh?
so great.
Because
Why
Emmitt
couldn't you
Smith
stop
was
Emmitt
Emmitt
Smith?
Smith was a great runner, and they had a great offensive
It
line.
was crazy because I remember that stat that came out that
So are y'all
Emmitt
saying
Smith
any
would
running
run
back,
three
any
point-
running back could run behind that offensive
3
line?
yards a game before
Yeah.
he was even touched.
I'm-
He was running
not
3
any
yards
running
a
back,
game
let me
before
not
he was
troll.
even touched.
I'm not going to troll Johnny, but let's be real. Let's not fake like that great offensive line didn't open up holes the size of the Grand Canyon for Emmitt Smith. Come on, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
You still gotta
Yeah,
hit them. You still gotta hit those holes. You gotta still gotta do all the things.
The line was
You
built
right.
around
But I just say to myself,
Thank you.
what if Barry Sanders gets that great offensive line?
We're not even
Eric
having
did.
this
If he had a
conversation.
great
Alright,
career,
yeah.
We're not
what
even
if
having
Eric
this
Dickerson gets
conversation.
that offensive line?
This is why
We're
your
not even
eye test.
having this
This is
conversation.
why your eye test. This is why your eye test fails you repeatedly, and just like it does Michael Jordan fans. This guy had Hall of Fame offensive linemen. He had Hall of Fame receivers. Herman Moore. He had players over there. They had
He just
teams.
named one person and he killed the rest
Not
of
Herman
line, the
Moore.
Detroit
I'm just saying.
Lions or the Cowboys?
After Michael Irvin, who you gonna go to? You gonna bring up Alvin Harper? Those dudes used to
Yes.
be on coke. Them dudes used to be on coke. What y'all
No,
talking
my
about?
God.
So,
No.
Yeah,
You
they was
said
hanging
so?
out with joint teammates.
I mean, so.
Listen, Emmitt Smith is a great player.
Whatever
But, okay,
makes
if
him
we're talking
fly.
about the best running backs, he's like he doesn't measure up. Okay, he's not even
Huh?
top 10 in yards per carry. He's not top 10 in rushing yards again per game. He like what are you? So because he was on a team that had great success and he was a middling running back by any measurement you want to do, he's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT because of his rushing
What
yards.
he doing?
rushing
Brown's the GOAT.
touchdowns.
So here's the question: what he do in Arizona? Did he do the same thing he was doing in Dallas? He was doing in
He broke-
Arizona because
he
he
broke-
didn't play for the Cowboys his whole career.
He broke the record in
So-
Arizona. I know that.
Jim Brown's the
No,
GOAT.
he broke the record as a Cowboy. For one thing, you're trying to say Emmitt Smith should have been great later in his career because of why
No,
he
I'm
was great later
saying
in his
that
career.
I'm
record
saying
in
that the
Arizona.
Cowboys wasn't built for just him. It was
Oh
built.
wait, hold on,
for
wait.
the whole
Wait.
team.
See, but this is why. Listen, this is why you guys. I love this. Thank you for bringing this up, Travis. So because Barry Sanders and Jim Brown are top 2 in yards per game in NFL careers, we're gonna make Terrell Davis, Eric Dickerson, Walter Payton, Clinton Portis, Jonathan Taylor, Billy Sims, Nick Chubb, and Curtis Martin the greatest running backs of all time. O.J. Simpson's 11th. Like again, yards per game. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go.
No,
off
no,
of
we're
that.
using everything because so
Yeah,
Jim Brown
we're
has
not
3
just using
MVPs.
one thing.
Emmitt Smith's number 1 in as far as yards for career. He's
that's
15th. He's 15 in yards per game. So he's
Yeah.
top 15.
So
in
that
yards
literally
per game.
tells you he was.
Okay.
For-
All right.
for
He's
what-
number 1 in
hold on,
touchdowns. He's
hold
number 1 in
on.
touchdowns. Who has more league MVPs than he does? How many running backs have league MVPs?
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown has 1.
He has 3.
He has 3. Okay.
Okay. Jim Brown has the most yards per carry of all time. He has
Yes,
the
he
most
does.
rush yards per game of all time. Okay. He has the best. He has a top 5 touchdown per season ratio, 9.5. Okay, and that's way higher than Smith's as well. And he has 20 receiving TDs as well to Emmitt Smith's 11. So he was a better running back, regardless of the situation around him. The numbers say that he was a better running
No,
back.
he was. He doesn't have.
Right.
The numbers doesn't.
Oh,
The
wait,
numbers
wait,
say Emmitt
wait,
Smith.
oh, wait,
For
stop.
what? Hold on.
We don't have the most
For
yards
one
attempt
thing, John.
per all
For
time.
John. For John.
No, it's receiving.
Emmitt Smith broke the record in Dallas. I watched the game.
Oh, is it
He
that?
broke
He broke the
record in
record in Dallas, but he didn't
Okay.
finish.
Yeah.
his
I didn't
career.
say rush TDs. I said receiving. And he has
He had
Whatever
more
did-
touchdowns than Emmitt Smith.
Whatever did
Huh?
Jim Brown play?
he has more receiving
He
touchdowns.
played in
than
the
Eric.
60s. With
The
the
50s and the 60s.
50s and 60s, right?
How can
Right.
they hit you? How can they hit you back then?
No, he went through hell. I'm not even gonna argue about what he went through.
And
He
they
went
played
through
less games too in the 50s. What they play like 13 games?
But
I
that's
think
what
it was
I'm
13
saying.
or 14.
It's about the error. It's about the error. It's about what you
Yeah.
remember last.
So he played in a much
Yeah.
tougher
It
era
is the
according to his
most
logic,
recent.
and he was put up way better numbers.
Yeah.
He didn't have better all-time numbers. He was great in his era. He was great in his era, but not all-time. Emmitt Smith is all-time greatest.
Right. Exactly. But yeah.
We're
But
not
you
going
really-
to cut
but
Emmitt
you
Smith's
really-
career short
you can't-
because
you-
Jim
but you-
Brown played a
But you
short
really
career.
can't compare because it was
Yeah.
the
Okay.
errors don't have
Let's
the same
compromise. Let's compromise. So Emmitt Smith is the greatest, right, but not the best by any measurement.
I mean, nobody's saying he's the best.
Okay,
You
so
say he's the greatest
all right, so
Okay.
the most,
running back of all time.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's the greatest, but
yeah,
But I would still never pick him before any of these guys ever.
no, nobody.
Nobody would.
I mean,
If
for
you want to
what,
play,
a game?
if you want to play a season
It'll
and
make
you
a
want to have the
difference.
best team, you're not picking Emmitt Smith even top 5 by
all right,
any
let's go.
measurement.
All right, here go this. Out of all the running backs who's won an MVP in NFL history, Emmitt Smith has the most yards. Right? He has the most yards. Dennis Walter Payton, Dennis Barry Sanders, Dennis Adrian Peterson, Dennis LaDainian.
I mean, we don't even have to go by MVPs. He has the most, period.
I know
He has the most,
I
period.
don't even know
You don't
that.
have to go with MVPs. He has the most, period.
And then if we go to receiving yards, right? Emmitt Smith is 1, 2, 3. Well, he doesn't have the most yards as far as running back goes, but he does have more than Jim Brown.
He's not even top 5.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No,
He's a
not
running
like
back.
that.
He doesn't need to catch the ball out.
Yeah.
He's a running back. He has the most yards. He has the most touchdowns. He has 3 Super Bowls.
He does have the
Right.
most
Super Bowl
touchdowns.
MVP, regular season
Right.
MVP. What running back has MVP and the regular season MVP, Super Bowl and regular season? There's only 2 of them.
Say that again?
What, Terrell Davis has a Super Bowl MVP and a regular season MVP? Who else?
Yeah, what running backs have a Super Bowl MVP and a regular MVP, right?
Okay, so Brendan,
Uh-huh.
if you had to
It's
draft
not a lot.
a running
It's
back
not a lot.
for the entire season, who are you taking first? It's not going to be Emmitt Smith. I
It
guarantee
depends
you.
on the team. It depends on the team because if I was drafting a quarterback, it wouldn't be Tom Brady.
Well,
It
why?
wouldn't be Tom Brady. Why would it be? He's not the best thrower of the football. I would pick Michael Vick if I needed a quarterback. I had a great team.
Michael Vick? What?
Now you should have said Peyton Manning.
What, Brady's more accurate? He's more clutch?
You should have went with your first. You said Peyton Manning. You should have.
Yeah, you should have said with Peyton
I said
Manning.
I would pick Michael Vick as well. If we had a blind, if we had a blind test with no names on the jersey, most people would pick Michael Vick above Tom Brady.
No, they wouldn't.
Hey, what's it
No, they
called?
wouldn't.
Yes, they would. If you do a combine, Michael
Yes,
Vick
he
would
A
out. It
combine.
wouldn't even be close.
If we take all the pads
Yeah.
and stuff off, yeah.
If you didn't have no
we're
names
gonna
on the
pick Michael
jersey,
Vick first.
you would pick Michael Vick over Tom Brady. You had no names on the
Yes.
jersey.
First
so
of
we're not-
all,
In a combine, you would
if
not.
Tom Brady and this guy was in the combine together, yes, everybody's picking Michael Vick over Tom
Of
Brady.
I
course,
don't even
that's
know
why
why
Tom
that's-
Brady was drafted
Yeah.
in the 6th round.
Exactly.
Everybody was drafted before him.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
so
wait,
you're talking about if we have
so running back,
zero-
running backs with Super Bowl MVPs and regular season MVPs, I believe it's only Emmitt Smith because Terrell Davis has
And
an MVP.
Terrell Davis has a league MVP.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he,
it.
did he get MVP when he ran for 2,000 yards?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did. So that's it.
I believe he has a
Emmitt-
regular season MVP.
So Emmitt Smith and Terrell Davis are the only running backs that have a Super Bowl MVP and a league MVP.
I mean, Emmitt Smith does things that no one's done before. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What, as
Barry
far as
Sanders,
what?
he's great.
Not on the field.
Statistics and accolades. He's the all-time leading rusher. What you talking about?
Well,
On the field.
I'm gonna say what Johnny said earlier. Half the team was on crack. Okay.
Oh my God.
Give me Prime AP over Emmitt Smith. Give me Barry Sanders over Emmitt Smith. Give me LaDainian Tomlinson over Emmitt Smith. Give me any of those
Okay,
guys.
but for a career, it's
For a
not
season.
going to be there. It's
Travis,
not going to be there for a
Travis,
career.
I'm along with Travis.
Travis, I agree with you. You're just talking about better, which I told you was the eye test. And when you look at Adrian Peterson running, or when you look at LaDainian Tomlinson and their athletic ability, yeah, of course, they were better running backs, catching out the backfield, all that stuff. Yes, I agree with you. But they don't have better careers than Emmitt Smith.
Oh no, no one is debating that. But
That's
I mean,
but that's what makes you
What
great.
were we talking about? We say who's the greatest running back of all time?
If you guys know anything about Goat James Kingdom, we don't really put our eye test over what's considered really great. Those guys are putting numbers. These guys are productive. These guys have been doing it for a long time.
Walter Payton or Emmitt Smith.
Now, to be honest, if you are going by the numbers, you got
That's
to.
close.
Emmitt is the
But
best.
Walter Payton was a better pass catcher too. So that was.
You see, even Twin Man just said, okay, it's Emmitt Smith. Come on, y'all. Just go ahead and jump on board.
Oh wait, okay. So
Just go ahead and jump on board.
Because all y'all
About
do,
the numbers,
you guys did all of this. You guys did all
He's
of
not
this to
running.
Twin man. They doing all this to avoid the fact that San Francisco's winning today. That's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing all day.
I just want to let you know I have an internet hug for you when the 49ers lose.
I'm ready to go live after the Super Bowl. But this is what we're gonna do. All right, so let's do this, Brandon. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't win this Super Bowl, is he not top 5 quarterback anymore? He went to 4 Super Bowls. He won 2 of them. He's still top 5, right? So there's nothing he can do to. Automatically, he's top 5. That's it.
He's not being judged by his contemporaries. He's being judged by the people who came before him.
Right.
That's what Patrick Mahomes is being judged by.
Now, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league today. They're not comparing him to quarterbacks today. They're really not.
Probably a few you could put above him all time. You got Brady, Peyton, Montana. Who's the fourth one that you're gonna put ahead of him?
Drew Brees,
all
John
time.
Elway,
No,
Drew Brees,
please stop
John
saying Drew
Elway.
Brees' name.
No one's
Stop
putting
saying
Drew Brees above Patrick Mahomes. No one's putting Drew Brees.
Stop.
Here's a question
Bruh,
though. At what point does length of career not matter anymore?
It matters.
That's what I'm saying.
But look at the names that
football.
Brandon named. Look at the names that Brandon named. He named Peyton Manning. How many years Peyton Manning played? 18 years.
Well, Peyton Manning has the per game stats and accolades to back up a top 5 ranking. Okay, someone like Drew Brees and Brett Favre don't.
Peyton Manning.
And that's what I'm saying. Your boy Mahomes don't have none of that to back up. He has the per game averages,
he
but he doesn't have the career totals like those guys do.
The
That's the
totals
point.
don't matter right now.
But there are some good quarterbacks now too, though.
Well, there's good quarterbacks now, but
Mahomes led his team to 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. He's about to win 3 of them, and 3 league or Super Bowl MVPs, 2 league MVPs. Come on, or what is it, 1 or 2?
So that's what I'm saying. So if he goes for the rest, so for the rest of his career, let's just say he hits the tank. He goes into a RG3 mode where he
like a Brady Bowl for like what 10 years he didn't win nothing. Right? Was it like 10?
It wasn't cheating in those 10 years. They was playing fair for 10 years. That's why they lost.
Let's just say he goes into Russell Wilson mode where it's like what happens to him? He goes into Russell Wilson mode.
Brett Favre only had one Super Bowl.
Were just chucking up more interceptions than touchdowns?
Huh?
Sure.
No, he wasn't. How many interceptions?
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre has the most interceptions of all time. I'm not gonna argue there, but but again, he does have a lot of touchdowns. He has a lot of yards. He has 3 MVPs. He has a Super Bowl MVP and a Super Bowl ring. He took the Jets far. Remember when he did? Was it the Jets?
No, it was the Vikings.
It was the Vikings. He went far with the
Vikings. He took them
Vikings.
to an NFC Championship game.
Yeah, the Vikings. He played good with the Vikings, and he was always good. Come on, we're talking about Brett Favre here.
I mean, he was probably the best quarterback in the 90s.
Passing yards, Patrick Mahomes did everything whatchamacallit did in his first 6 seasons. Then Brett Favre did his whole 15 years besides the passing yards.
You know what?
That's the only thing you get for playing for long is the yards and the touchdown. Everything else you don't need 20 years to make 6 AFC Championship games. You don't need 20 years to win 3 Super Bowls. That's why we're saying Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yeah, but Mahomes is Mahomes. Like the same reason Tom Brady won 2 championships and went to 3 Super Bowls early in his career too, because he was on a great team.
And then he was also outplaying.
We just said Kansas City was not a great team. They're not a great team. Patrick Mahomes does not win. Patrick Mahomes does not win because of his defense.
He has the greatest tight end of all time. He has the greatest tight end of all time.
Who's the running the ball?
Brady had it. That don't count against Brady. Brady had Gronk. No one says Tom Brady.
All Patrick Mahomes, all Travis Kelce touchdowns and yards and records come because he's playing with Kelce. Before then, Kelce was playing for a long time before Patrick Mahomes came to the football team, and he was not considered this great until Patrick Mahomes got there.
And
he's breaking all these records. He's breaking all these records. He's breaking all these records because Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball.
It's true.
That part.
That's false. That's false.
That is not false, bro.
That's not false.
And Patrick can.
What you been watching?
Wait a minute, Tyreek. Hey, Brandon. Tyreek was the gadget guy at first. Remember?
People.
Tyreek was the gadget guy.
But hold on, I didn't get to answer the question B. Lee was asking. Like,
what's that?
I think Johnny asking how much longer he has to do this to be considered the GOAT. I don't even think he has to do this for 10 more years. He's already had 6 great seasons. I say cut it in half.
If I'm correct, Travis Kelce was without Patrick Mahomes in 2016, caught 85 receptions for 1,100 yards and 4 touchdowns. The year before that, he had 72 receptions for 875 yards and 5 touchdowns. He was obviously doing well before that. Yes, Patrick Mahomes came in 2017. He went to catching 83 receptions and had 4 touchdowns that year, had less yards. And then from there, his career has always been good. But Kelce has always been a good thing. He made the All-Pro team in 2016. He was in the Pro Bowl in 2015. That was without Patrick Mahomes.
And no championships without Patrick either. Don't forget about
He was in the playoffs in 2015 without Patrick Mahomes. He was in the playoffs in 2016. Again, yes, Patrick Mahomes is better than Alex Smith, but again, the Chiefs were a good team and they became great, adding Patrick Mahomes and all the other pieces they eventually added to the team because again, they've been a good team for a very long time. You don't make 4 Super Bowls just because you have Patrick Mahomes. You don't make 4 Super Bowls just because you got Patrick Mahomes.
And that division you do because Brady was doing it in the
different. You need a good quarterback.
Brady was doing it like you just said. Brady won 3 championships with Gronk. He was winning when he had Randy Moss, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. He was doing it with one.
Not only did he won 3 in the New England with Gronk, he took them to Tampa Bay and said, "I'm gonna get you a ring somewhere else."
He had Vince Wilfork, Richard Seymour. He had Ty Law. He had Rodney Harrison. He's had a Junior Seau. He's had so many Hall of Famers on his team. Tom Brady's always had a good team. The Patriots have always been great as well.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what y'all say about
cheating. That's why y'all think they great. They was cheating them Super Bowl rings.
Hey,
all right. We know they're cheating. We don't have to keep saying it. We know they're cheating.
Sorry.
And that's why
I'm sorry.
Hey, Craig. Hey, Craig, can you say they was cheating one more time?
They was cheating.
And that's why
for like the last hour.
Hey, Brandon, put up the link again for anybody who wants to join. Put up the link again. Again, this is why my Niners are favored. This is why my Niners are favored because we do have.
Because they're the better team. They're the better team.
It's really going to hurt even more when y'all lose tonight. It's going to hurt even more when y'all lose tonight.
Gunshots.
Yeah, it's going to really hurt when y'all lose. The better team is going to lose. That's what they're saying.
Look, I do my Neo.
Let's say it properly. Let's say it properly. When the 49ers lose again.
Stop your gunshots.
Again.
They have no reason to lose this game. No reason to lose this game. They're the better team. They're the better team. If Taylor Swift's showing up, they're going to win this game.
If McCaffrey does what he does in the second half of that Lions game, then it's going to be over. It's going to be lights out. If they can't stop him. That's the key.
Everybody going to get the Travis Kelce haircut after this game.
You have to make Brock Purdy.
If Shanahan understands that we are up 17 in the third quarter, to just give it to McCaffrey and don't let Brock Purdy fuck it up, we're going to
win. It's true.
I agree.
We'll see it.
Hey,
it's crazy.
Well, y'all don't got Garoppolo this time, so y'all got a chance.
We got Chad in the building. Let's let Chad get a chance to speak. Chad, it's a Super Bowl Sunday. We're talking football. It's as crazy as always in GOAT James Kingdom. What's your take about today's game? Who you got, San Francisco or the Chiefs? And who's going to be your Super Bowl MVP?
I'm a Niners guy. I'm on.
Bang, bang, Niners game.
Oh, my God. Stop it.
Who's the Super Bowl MVP, Chad?
If McCaffrey has a good game, it'll be him, but more likely it'll be Purdy.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd say Debo if they win. Debo got to play MVP for them to win.
You don't want Debo to catch that ball.
You got to get the ball out there.
Yeah,
you got to get the ball.
You know, he
might
go on.
All right, so let me. I want to ask
every time they touch the ball.
I want to ask you, Kansas City Chief guys. Okay, besides Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and the guys on the offense, why is y'all defense so good? What's made the Chiefs defense so great this year?
Because they have like top 3 secondary in the league right now. Like
secondary, a defensive
line. I was impressed with their D that last game.
Yeah, I think
the underrated thing about Kansas City, they get really good. They get solid linebacker play. People don't pay that attention. They get really solid linebacker play.
Yep. Yeah. And Steedon McDuffie.
As long as they don't have D Ford.
Yeah, they've had.
Oh yes. Season. Oh my God. He lined up outside that game. They should have beat the Patriots.
You mean the guy that was offsides? The guy that was offsides?
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds like an Andy Reid player.
That was before the most clutch drive in NFL history happened.
Sounds like Andy Reid. Okay, all right, let's do this. Over and under. How many How many donuts is Andy Reid eating before the game today?
At least
None. He ain't eating none. He's prepared.
He's eating them right now.
Hey,
A
my-
bacon
listen,
dozen.
hey, you know what my coach listens to when he be watching film? The real
Porn.
goat. The real goat.
Taylor
Lil
Swift.
Wayne. He listens to Lil Wayne.
Taylor Swift, that's what you're gonna be listening to.
Your guy be listening to Taylor Swift. That's what y'all be having in the locker room. A bunch of Swifties. That's probably
Did Cal
gonna
trying
put
to have
glitter.
a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl?
Huh?
Before
No,
the
that
goat
wasn't his
took
team.
him.
That wasn't his team. That's some old shit too. Why you bring up
He
old
was
shit?
on-
Like I'm just saying. Nah, listen. He's not gonna fuck this up, man. Damn. Don't do that. John, you freezing up. Oh man.
Well, you had Garoppolo last time, so
Yes, we didn't have McCaffrey. We have a better
McCaffrey was a
offense.
cheat code, man. I kept
Yeah,
believing
he-
McCaffrey's team that year.
he's the
We are
reason.
better. We are better
like,
offensively this time, and they're better defensively. Last time we were better defensively, and they were better offensively. So it's going to be like that Super Bowl. What was the Super Bowl score again that year? It was a high scoring
Like
game.
30 something, 31, 34, something like that.
It was a good game. What was the score?
I thought it was 34, 31 if I'm not.
Didn't they score like 40-something points at the end? They scored like 3 straight times.
Let's see.
Yeah,
If it wasn't 40, it was close too.
I'm sorry. The Niners don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Not
you don't
this
want to do
Super Bowl. You don't
We don't
want to
wanna-
do that.
Chad, explain to them why the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl. Chad, please tell them.
Man, I got a little nervous watching the Chiefs the last game with their defense, man, and what the Niners did against Detroit. But I mean, when they got a lot of weapons on offense, man. I don't know if Kansas City wants to get in a track meet with them.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was 31-20 the last Super Bowl.
31-20, yeah,
But
31-20.
who does, if they get in a track meet, who does
Yeah,
Kansas City got that's going to be able to keep up with Debo Samuel,
Rice?
McCarthy, their fucking fullback?
49ers
Nice.
run defense is suspect. So if Pacheco starts getting hot, y'all got a problem. Then again, you have Patrick Mahomes in the backfield that's going to get the ball. Even with that subpar wide receiving core that he has, I'll bet I'll put the chips on Patrick Mahomes every time because he's proven.
You guys haven't mentioned Patrick Mahomes' legs as well. You guys have avoided how well he does moving out of the pocket and running out of the pocket. That's also a threat with him.
Yeah.
So, but you guys haven't mentioned that because you guys are not really Chiefs fans. You're just Mahomes fans, and that's why you're gonna lose today. Because I'm a real Niner fan, and real fans win. Yay!
The fire jersey, dude.
Oh yeah.
Patrick Mahomes beat the MVP this year. You think he gonna lose to Brock Purdy?
Hey, since you brought that up, this is another reason that Joe Montana's the GOAT. Each one of his Super Bowls that he won, he beat the league MVP. Unlike Tom Brady, he outplayed the opposing quarterback.
Who was the league MVP in Kansas City? No. I mean, not Kansas City, in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I was going to ask that question.
Yeah. Boomer Esiason wasn't. Well, did you talk about during the playoff run period or just in the Super Bowl?
There's no MVP for the playoff run.
I'm talking about the league MVP of that season.
Yeah, no, he beat Dan Marino and I think Elway. Those were two league MVPs.
Yeah, Elway
and Marino. That was that year he beat Marino. He did beat Marino. So, but Esiason wasn't an MVP. He beat.
Are you talking about in the playoff run because it wasn't just the Super Bowl because he didn't play MVPs in the Super Bowl? Or are you just talking about the playoff run?
No, he played the league MVP in the Super Bowl.
Who was the league MVP in Cincinnati? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Boomer Esiason was.
Boomer Esiason won the league MVP?
Yes.
That's new to me. Hey, look up Boomer Esiason. Boomer, he was a good quarterback.
Well, he prevented league MVP.
Boomer never won MVP. Yeah, he did. He did. He did win MVP in 1988.
He was. Oh, look at that. Good job. Look at that. Chad bringing the facts.
Yeah.
That was in 1988. So who was it in 1981?
Oh, hell.
That's good job.
Ken
You see that?
Anderson.
That's the GOAT. Joe Montana, y'all. Yes, good job, John. Shots fired.
Here's another little deal for you on that. He was in the league for 16 seasons, but he only played 11 seasons worth of games. Now you take his totals in 11 seasons of playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's half of what Tom Brady did in 23 seasons. In those 11 seasons, 4 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 league MVPs.
Talking about Joe Montana.
Yes. And half of his career was before they had a left tackle. Right.
Hey, you talking about when they had wide receivers in 3-point stance?
Yes. But
Joe Montana is an incredible player. That's
Travis, I will say this: if you're going to count Jim Brown as the greatest running back of all time that played before the Super Bowl era, what about Otto Graham?
Oh, you know what?
Seven-time champ.
Chad
10
is right.
seasons.
Chad is right.
Jim Brown wasn't the GOAT because of his accolades, as I pointed out. He was per game metrics smoked him and Smith.
Oh wow! So listen, Ken Anderson, the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, was the league MVP in 1981.
1981.
That's what I try to tell you. Every one of his Super Bowls, he faced the league MVP.
Wow. I didn't even know that as a 49er fan. You guys see, I got my 49er stuff in the back. I never knew that. I always knew he was undefeated. He threw no interceptions.
Never threw an interception in the Super Bowl.
Never. I always knew that, but I did not know every quarterback.
And he should have won that Super Bowl MVP that Jerry Rice got, honestly. The man threw 5 touchdown passes to Jerry Rice's 2 receiving touchdowns. But I know that Jerry Rice had the numbers, but still 5 touchdown passes.
Didn't he have like 200 yards, right? 200 yards receiving?
Yeah, like 216, I think.
Yes.
I've always had a hard time how a receiver wins MVP of the Super Bowl. When somebody has to
get it from the quarterback, yeah.
No, it's probably yards after catch.
No, I get it. That's like Deion Branch and Julian Edelman. They actually put up the numbers, but with Joe and Jerry, man, Joe Montana threw 3 touchdowns or 5 touchdown passes, 3 of them to 3 other receivers.
Yeah, but hold on, wait. But Chad, this is coming from somebody that wanted to take away Emmitt Smith MVPs and yards because of an offensive line. So don't do that. Don't do that.
You gotta understand when in that game you're talking.
But we only talk about the greatest offensive line ever.
Incredibly tough catches in that Super Bowl.
Like and we only talking about the greatest wide receiver ever.
I don't think
he caught like a couple of great passes. I'm talking triple covered. He's catching the ball for a touchdown. That's why he got that wide MVP.
Megatron's actually
really tough catches.
No, because you had to worry about Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice can run any route, and once he got the ball in his hands, it was over. You better tackle him.
And
it was
hold on, this is back. Hey Johnny, you want to get your whole argument because you talked about how the quarterback used to get killed, wide receivers used to get killed, and Jerry Rice has the most yards.
Exactly. That's why he's the greatest ever. If he played in this era, he would have even more.
No, he wouldn't. Why you keep?
You know how many seasons worth of games did Jerry Rice and Joe Montana play together?
I think it's like 5.
4.
Something like that.
4? Yeah.
4 seasons, and they won 2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he could have had him the majority of his career like Steve Young did.
Boom. Bang, bang. Niners gang.
I mean, Steve Young had him towards the end of his career, though, because he was riding the bench.
But Steve Young was there with him when he came in, too, and that's where Joe kept getting hurt. Steve Young was getting yards with him early in his career too.
No, we know Steve was great, but again, he did have Steve Young was
definitely he had majority of his career. Majority of Jerry Rice's career come from Steve Young, though.
Yeah, I mean,
he had to start his career late.
He made what is it? Irvis Gerback look good. What was the quarterback? Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
He made
Rich Gannon was good. Rich Gannon was good.
Wasn't he in Kansas City at 1 too? Wasn't he in Kansas City?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Rich Gannon also has the record for most interceptions in a Super Bowl too.
Was that the Tampa Bay Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Until Brock Purdy today.
Huh?
I do have a question for everybody.
What was it? 5? That's a lot of interceptions, man.
All right. Before Tom Brady, who was the greatest quarterback of all time, and who was the greatest player of all time? Go ahead, Johnny.
It was Joe Montana quarterback, and it was Jerry Rice, and it's still Jerry Rice.
All right, Travis.
I mean, you gotta say Joe Montana, and greatest player.
Uh-huh.
It's so tough. I mean, Obviously, the easy answer would be Rice. I mean, probably say that, but I could go like you go like Lawrence Taylor too, because
A
he was
lot
the
of
best
people said
defensive player of all
Lawrence Taylor
time.
because
I have him too.
Probably LT.
All right.
So,
All right, D.
he
I'm
doesn't need a
not sure if you're
quarterback
still
throwing to
on.
him. He's making his own career basically. So,
All right, D. Mike. All right, D. You're on.
Yeah,
Just before Tom Brady, who you think was the greatest quarterback and who was the greatest player before Tom Brady in NFL?
actually, I would say Peyton Manning would be the greatest quarterback. To be honest.
play at the same time though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and who you think was the greatest player of all time?
Mm.
Ed Reed.
No, you said Google. You said Google said it was Mahomes, right?
Boy, you really are working me, aren't you? No, I didn't really look at it.
You didn't really look at it.
No,
All
I
right,
didn't look
all
at
right,
it.
twin man, what you think?
Definitely Joe Montana. Easy.
Both?
Not for both. Joe
Oh,
Montana,
just
greatest quarterback. If we're talking about the greatest player, it's a toss-up between LT and Jerry Rice. Pick your poison. They
All right.
revolutionized
All right.
the
You
game.
think Lawrence Taylor for real?
Yes. Lawrence
All right,
Taylor
all right, Craig.
revolutionized the game at his
Lawrence
position.
Taylor.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
all right,
the same
Craig,
thing.
what you think?
People would say before Brady, it was actually, I remember people used to argue, but the only reason why they would say Steve Young was because of the Super Bowl. But I remember people was going back between Steve Young and Dan Marino.
Okay.
But for me, well, a lot of people. Well, for me, I would say I would give it to Lawrence Taylor for the fact that the stuff he did as someone who don't have the ball in his hands at any point in time.
All right.
He was league
John.
MVP. Like,
All right, John, who you think it
That's
was?
because I say Ray Lewis.
I think right before
Tom Brady. Mm-hmm.
I think the talk was around Elway. He had just won them 2 Super Bowls back to back.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Lawrence Taylor. I mean,
All right. All
I
right.
think the key
All
of the
right, Chad.
conversation today.
Chad, who
and he was
it?
on drugs too.
Yeah.
Who was it,
So
Chad?
crack too.
He was the only player drugs didn't affect. He made him superhuman.
All right, Chad, who you think it was?
Joe before Ed Steele and Walter Payton.
Okay. All right. I don't know what you guys were watching, but it was always Joe Montana was the greatest player of all time. They always stated Joe Montana was the greatest player of all time before Tom Brady came in the league. It always been always been Joe Montana.
Quarterback or
For all time, it was always Joe Montana. Joe Montana never lost. The most clutch, it has always been Joe Montana. No one was saying Jerry Rice. No one was saying Lawrence Taylor. It was always Joe Montana.
Who wasn't saying Lawrence Taylor?
The NFL, when the NFL
It was always saying Joe Montana.
No, when the NFL did theirs, when it was like the greatest 100 players, like 10, 15 years ago, before all of this, Joe Montana wasn't ahead of Lawrence Taylor or
Joe Montana was just a beast, like not just throwing, man, but
before 2000, it was Joe Montana.
I don't know.
In the 90s, it was always saying Joe Montana.
These were the 3 names that I've always heard as the greatest football players of all time. It was always Jerry Rice, LT, and Reggie White. And then you had the old schoolers who would say Jim Brown and Dick Butkus. And that's what I always heard. But other than that, and what was the guy?
Joe Montana was
Deacon
like
Jones
way
and
down.
Deacon Jones. Those are the names
Now,
that you hear, ancient names.
I will agree with B. Lee. You do have some people who did say Joe Montana was the best ever, but I've always heard Jerry Rice and LT being the greatest.
And you start hearing that like after 2000, but before that, in the 90s, it was always Joe Montana.
Okay.
yes.
It was always Joe Montana.
Because those players were still playing in the 90s.
In the 90s, you're right. And then Joe Montana actually came to Kansas City. Actually,
No, this was after he
He
retired.
gave y'all's
was
most
always
success
After he
before
retired,
Patrick
but I'm
Holmes.
just saying, came to Kansas City briefly.
See, it's just so
Right.
tough. It's just so tough to say. Like,
when he was all washed up.
it's just so hard. It's so hard to say like who was the greatest because in football, it's like it's almost
Still won the playoff game, so didn't he? Still won the
That's what I'm
playoff
saying.
game, though, didn't
But Brandon, are you sure that they made a quarterback the greatest player of all time?
No, it was Joe Montana. Everyone
You
always
sure?
used to say Joe Montana. Yes.
Joe Montana is always
Yeah.
been considered the GOAT until Tom Brady.
Well,
Always.
check it out
Yeah,
though. Like,
it was always Joe Montana.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
and as a quarterback, but not I don't think player.
No,
Yeah,
player.
that's
It was
what I'm
always
The
Joe Montana.
conversation in the conversation in the 90s was Joe Montana was the GOAT. If Dan Marino would have won a Super Bowl, then they would have considered
Yeah.
him the GOAT.
Yeah, that's what I'm
See, like,
saying. It was Dan
what
Marino
you could
because he
say, though,
didn't
is
have a
like-
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I know Dan Marino was up there in the
I mean,
90s.
no
I
one was
agree.
saying
Yeah.
Dan Marino was the greatest player of all time, though. No one was saying that.
No, because he was
He
with
was
They
even
said
top
if he
five.
would have won a Super Bowl, he would have.
Yeah, he had
But
the
no one
record
was
for the
saying he
most
was the greatest.
touchdowns in the
Yeah.
season. He had
But no
all
one's
that.
saying he was the greatest player of all time.
It's so
Greatest
tough, though, 'cause,
quarterback
it's
of all time. He was in the conversation,
Yeah,
and they said that
quarterback.
they would have
I'm saying,
put him.
like,
They would have
yeah,
put him
quarterback.
over it. They would
Quarterback
have
was
put
probably
him over
second
if
or
he
third.
if he
Yeah.
would have won
No
a
one
Super
was
Bowl.
putting
A
anybody
lot of
over
people
Joe
would have put him
Montana.
over him.
The narrative
I'm on a-
changed when Tom Brady came into the league. I mean, when he started winning Super Bowls, that's when the narrative changed. They had Joe Montana number one. All of a sudden, they're making lists with Joe Montana's like 6 or 7. It's the
Yeah,
obvious.
that's retarded.
They're like boosting him down. They're putting Jerry Rice above him. They never put Jerry Rice above Joe Montana before. They're
No,
putting
I'm
Lawrence
sorry.
Taylor above.
Nah, I
They're
don't know
putting-
about that, man.
I only
Yes.
heard those three names: Joe Montana, LT, and Jerry Rice. Those are the only three
Yeah,
names I
like
heard.
after 2000, yes. Before 2000, it was always Joe Montana.
It wasn't just. It was LT too.
Quarterback, I
Lawrence
only
Taylor
put the
was
No,
in that
no one was
conversation.
putting him above Joe Montana.
He was in that. Yes, he was. Yes, I mean,
No one's putting him
everybody
above
know
Joe
that for a
Montana.
fact. I mean, Lawrence.
It was
Taylor
saying
literally
LT was
changed-
affected game like he was a quarterback.
Yes.
That's how.
Yes.
That's how.
No one was putting him above Joe Montana.
How they
Joe
was.
Montana,
They
the
were.
narrative was he's the clutchest player in NFL history, never lost in the Super Bowl. He was the greatest player. They didn't go off his stats. They went by what he did in the postseason. And Joe Montana was always number one.
Number one quarterback, man, not player.
Number one player. Number one player.
It's just so hard because I see where Johnny's coming from too. It's because like when you're talking about football, it's like there's offense and defense, right? It's not just
Yeah.
intermingled like NBA.
yeah,
So
because
it's so hard.
prime time would be considered,
And
Yeah,
Reggie
one of the
White.
best.
And
Lawrence won
Reggie
MVP.
White. And Reggie White. And
Lawrence
Singletary.
Taylor is the
Yeah.
last player to
LT
win
won.
Lining.
MVP as a defensive player.
Yeah, like people like
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott, like so you win an MVP unanimously as a defensive player and you can affect the game. People are game planning. It's like Bosa or like what's his name JJ Watt
Night
when he was in his
Train.
prime, things like that. Because they're affecting. Like it's hard to say you're a quarterback, you're throwing to the greatest receiver of all time. You have a top 5 offensive line in history. You're the greatest player of all time. Like it's tough to say that when there's somebody when you have to have all these things on offense to like do what you do, but one guy.
No one was
even on a
saying
bad
that
team-
Joe Montana was great because of Jerry Rice. He was winning Super Bowls for Jerry Rice. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
No one
No,
was
what I'm
saying
saying
that.
is-
That's true.
You're
No,
You're
wait,
making
wait,
this stuff up,
I-
though.
You have to have a great team.
I found something. I found something. This is a 2009 Bleacher Report. I know it's not the 90s like you said, Brandon, but in 2009 Bleacher Report had the top 25 NFL players of all time. They had Deion Sanders number 1. They had Jim Brown number 2. Jerry Rice was number 3. Lawrence Taylor was number 4, and Dick Butkus was number 5.
Where's Emmitt Smith?
And Emmitt Smith is.
Emmitt Smith is never rated high in an all-time
That's
You know
great.
because
what?
he was
They-
overrated
Never
as fuck.
You know what? They don't have him in the top 20. They don't have him in the top 25.
Good, because he's not.
And they don't have him in the top 25, but Barry Sanders is 15th.
Him and Brett Favre are the two most overrated players in NFL history.
Joe
Sorry.
Montana is 7th. Walter Payton is 10th. and
Yeah, that's
Reggie-
a ridiculous list.
I know,
Like that.
I know.
That
I'm
list
just
should be
saying.
thrown in the garbage.
I'm just trying to find an article as later. I'm just trying to find old articles to see what we can so we can.
I'm
kind
telling
of
you, they said Lawrence Taylor was like the quarterback of the defensive side.
Yeah,
they
right.
had the game plan against
For
that
him.
one individual. Like,
They sat
You
here
can
and
lift
said,
your bones.
They talked about Lawrence Taylor because, like I said, he's the reason they invented the left tackle.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's the
Yeah.
You can
reason
make
for
your
the
bones.
Vikings.
Yeah, and they make the most money. They make the
They
most
sat
money.
here
in
and
the
said if you did not send a double team Lawrence Taylor's way, he was in the backfield and your quarterback was going to pay.
Yeah,
Period.
exactly. So if you're on defense and you're elite, you're going to make your bones, no matter if you're on a shitty
that
team
game
or not.
Washington changed everything, man. Where he
Changed
fucking
everything.
Yeah. Whereas if
Decapitated that dude's leg.
Put Dan Marino on those old Niners teams, and he's the guy.
He broke both legs. He broke both legs, not just one.
That's what I'm saying. He damn near decapitated one.
Yeah. I could say Dan Marino on Joe Montana's teams would be just as successful, right? It's like
you keep trying to put people on other teams. Like, that just doesn't work in real
Dan
life.
Marino's team was better than the 49ers when Joe beat him, though. So, I mean, that's what he's always going to have that edge.
And he's going to be better than Emmitt Smith.
Y'all need to go look up the Mark brothers. Mark Duper and Mark Clayton were really, really good.
Clayton was good.
I mean, Dan Marino was throwing 5,000 yards, a season in the 80s.
Yeah. Dan Marino's amazing.
That's what I said.
We all know Dan Marino.
That's why I'm saying if he would have won a Super Bowl, the conversation would be different.
And again,
if he won one Super Bowl, he still wouldn't be in the top 5. If he won one Super Bowl,
why not?
He still wouldn't be in the top 5.
Man, I don't know, dude.
All right, here we go.
Because at that time, with a Super Bowl, a league MVP,
who's he going to knock out of top 5?
And the all-time yards record and touchdown passes at that time. I mean, by the numbers at that time, he was better than Joe.
Who's he going to knock out of
the
the top 5? Who's he going to knock out of the top 5?
Who? Y'all talking about?
All time?
If Dan Marino won one Super Bowl, who is he going to knock out of the top 5?
Brett Favre.
Drew Brees.
Brett Favre's not top 5. Next.
No, again, y'all got Patrick Mahomes in the top 5. Patrick Mahomes, he's not
top 5. Easy.
We're talking pre-Tom Brady, correct?
No, right now.
No,
but that was what. If we're talking pre-Tom Brady, Dan Marino would have been considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Definitely top 3.
That's true. That's true. If before 2000, Dan Marino probably would have been top 5. Yes.
That's what I was saying. When we was talking about who was the greatest before then, you know, who would be at the top in the 90s, it was Dan Marino and Joe Montana. And people would have put Dan Marino over Joe Montana if he would have won a Super Bowl. But he didn't.
No, if he would have won one, they would not put 1 over 4. I'm pretty sure they would not have. They would not have put him
from the number standpoint, Dan Marino had better numbers.
Yeah, they would.
They would not have put him on.
There was purists.
They would not have put him over.
There was pure football purists who were saying Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback, and that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I disagree.
Yeah.
But that's what people were saying.
Yeah. No one disagreeing with that.
But I got something.
No, he was great.
Brandon, I got something for you, right? Because we're going to get to a more credible source. Like I told you guys, about in 2010, the NFL Network and the NFL did come up with the top 100 greatest players of all time. And they did have Jerry Rice as number 1. They had Jim Brown as number 2. Lawrence Taylor is number 3. Joe Montana is number 4. And number 5 is Walter Payton. So it looks like Brandon was saying, prior to the 2000s, it would have been the same guys we all say. It would have been Jerry Rice, Lawrence Taylor, and Joe Montana, or Walter Payton and Jim Brown. Really, that's those guys.
Do y'all not notice too that we're talking about players before the Super Bowl era that we're considering great, unless it's Tom Brady, and then basketball. A lot of people consider like the 50s and 60s as not the same as what it is now because of the merger and all that.
Yeah, because Johnny
Unitas. You see how that works on both sides there? Like we're talking about Jim Brown being the greatest running back of all time that played in that era, but Otto Graham that went 7 for 10, he's not the quarterback.
Nobody care about no Otto Graham. Come on now. Don't bring me.
But wait, number 6. But the number 6, and this is NFL's top 100 is Johnny Unitas. Then we have Reggie White at 7. Then you have Peyton Manning, which we would say is a 2000s guy. Then is Don Hudson, which played in the 60s, in the 50s. And then, like the guy said, Dick Butkus was 10th. So that rounds it off as the top 10 greatest players as far as the NFL goes.
But the difference between the NFL and NBA is changed. Like there's for instance, you get an extra point now. There's a 3-point line for the NBA. Football is 7 or 3 points. Period. There's nothing you could do to change.
The rules have changed, but the difference between the true difference.
Hell, they've even moved the goalpost.
Yeah, no, the true difference between the NFL and the NBA is that NFL fans are actually smarter fans than NBA fans are.
Because they're fans of teams, not of players. NBA are fans of players.
But let me tell you why NFL fans are smarter. Because when they talk on TV, they explain the game better.
Yeah, of
NBA
course.
people don't explain the game at all. They talk
NBA is a
narratives.
popularity contest.
Yeah, the
Yes.
NFL, you're fans of the team. Like I'm a Jets fan.
What
As
happened
long
to
as
D?
if you
D,
play on
we-
the Jets,
I was
I'm
just-
a fan of yours.
Hold on, D, we didn't kick you off. I don't know what happened. I don't know, Brandon. You can to put the link back up for her. I was wondering
Nah,
where she-
if she should have the link. I'll send it to her
Okay.
phone, but
Okay.
I'm gonna put it back up.
Yeah, but the link is still up for
Hey,
anybody who wants to chat. We got a few more minutes here before we get up out of here. Unless you want to keep going, Brandon, because I'm gonna get ready for the night. I mean, the Heat.
I got
players
some
Boston.
chicken seasoned.
Yeah, the style.
I'm
Okay, so
about
all
to
right.
season up
So before we do
chicken.
that, who's going to a Super Bowl party here today? Are you going to a Super Bowl party, Travis?
I'm staying in the
Yeah.
house. I'm
Are you going to a
staying
Super
in the
Bowl
house.
party, Brandon?
Man, I had one last year and I couldn't watch the game, and I'm not doing that again.
Are
But
you
when
going-
my team is playing, I can't do anything with no one else around me.
I got you. I'm almost thinking about what you're doing to stay by myself at home. What about you, Twin Man? You going to a Super Bowl party?
Partying with all my sons.
Okay. All right. You, Craig, you cooking? So you partying at your house?
Yep. Yeah, my parents is down here, so
Chad, you having a get together? Are you going to a party yourself?
Yeah, we got our poker championship that we're holding during the Super Bowl. We're going to
Yeah,
have
I'm
it
gonna
at
come
a
school
bar.
you at poker.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. John, are you going to a Super Bowl party or throwing one yourself?
Nope, it's just me.
It's just
Hey,
you?
I had a Super Bowl party last year. Didn't get to watch it the way I felt like I wanted to watch it. No.
Save as me. Save as me. They was even sitting in my chair.
And he's in your chair.
Come on.
That's
How'd you allow that?
Respect.
Can you say that one more time, Brandon? Say that one more time.
I'm sitting in my chair. In
Hey.
my
Lay down the
chair.
law, Brandon.
I'm getting up on the grill. I come back. Somebody sitting in my chair.
Damn.
Hey, that
The
reminds me.
disrespect.
That reminds me of the Martin episode when he had the boxing fight and they had all the people there watching the fight. And
Yeah.
My house.
Feet up on your table and everything.
Look at my chair. He's sitting in my
I know
chair.
we talking about football. I know we talking about football, but I got to talk about last night, bro. I got to talk about last night on FYF, bro.
What happened last
What
night?
is wrong with
What
some
happened?
people?
Oh,
What's
hey,
wrong with?
Did Dreamers Pro ever hit the link?
No,
Of course he
never
did,
hit
bro.
it. He never hit it, Johnny. He
No,
never
all right,
hit
so
it.
to give y'all
But hold
back. No, because they don't know
Something
what
has
happened.
to be
Are you going? Are you going? Are you
I
going to
need
explain what
somebody to
happened?
tell me if I'm lying when I say this. Kobe Bryant ever considered the GOAT when he was alive?
No.
No.
So why do people keep
Not one.
lying over there talking about Kobe Bryant was considered top 2 and top 3 when he was alive?
Because
People
they
need
don't
to stop
basketball.
Because they're all Kobe fans. All of them, they're all Kobe fans. They honestly, they all want to say Kobe is greater than Mike. They just don't want to beef with Mike fans because
They confused the second greatest
But Johnny, I asked you that question a long time
shooting
ago.
guard.
I asked you that
With
question a
top
long
two.
time ago. Is people scared to say Kobe better than Jordan because they scared of the wrath they're gonna get back from Jordan fans? I asked you that question.
No, because the thing about it is that the reason they make Kobe so great is predicated off of Michael Jordan.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, they use the same narrative
Yeah, they
as
use
Michael
the same
Jordan,
narrative,
and
they
it's
use the same
that's
everything.
easy to use.
Yes, it's easy to use. So it's better to be in alliance with the Jordan fans than to be against them. Because at the end of the day, even if they put Michael Jordan as the GOAT to them, in their mind, Kobe was still better.
I mean, for one thing, even Kobe said it himself. He said it to Lamar Odom that he's better than Jordan, and Lamar Odom's like, "You crazy." So the same thing. It's the same thing with the fans. You cannot say Kobe is better than Jordan because Kobe learned from Jordan. Like, that's crazy. You can't say that. That doesn't make any sense.
Kobe's barely top
Their
10. He's like
game's the
number
same.
9.
Yeah.
Kobe-
It's like you can't
No.
say that.
But the
Take
premise,
anybody that has Kobe in their top 3. I can't
but-
take anybody serious.
yeah,
I
listen,
can't
I have Kobe. I have Kobe in my personal top 3 because he's the third greatest player I've ever seen in my lifetime.
listen.
Okay,
yeah,
I got that. But I know you have
Career-wise, career-wise, like we're going everything. Like, he's not top 5. He's just not.
All right, but
Barely
the whole
top
premise, the premise of FYF show yesterday was that the guy Dreamers Pro, if you guys don't know him, he's a big time Kobe guy. he had a show regarding why LeBron James did not show up to the statue revealing. And they obviously went in on him. So, and then what happened is that he's been on FYF Sports, and when he went up there, he got embarrassed. So every time he goes live or he does something, people who follow FYF always make fun of him. They so they poke at him. So he was in the comments talking about FYF. So Lamont decided to do a show about him and explain how he's just toxic for basketball because he doesn't talk basketball. All he does is do like TMZ takes about basketball. Like nothing about LeBron James being at the unveiling has anything to do with anything. It's like they're trying to create beef
in the middle of a season. Like the hell.
He's basically saying these Kobe guys are trying to create this thing where there's supposed to be a beef between LeBron and Kobe when there really wasn't. That not only did LeBron respect Kobe and honor Kobe, but also the opposite. Kobe respected and honored LeBron James. So they're just jealous and envious Kobe fans.
The man is in the middle of an NBA season. What y'all want him to do?
Everything.
But if he would have been there. If he would have been there, they would have said, "Look at LeBron trying to get attention during Kobe's moment." So, damn if you don't. Yeah, LeBron can't do nothing.
And my thing is, you watched the statue. Did you watch it to see if LeBron James was showing up?
No,
most of them did. Most of them did. That's the problem.
No, but I'm saying none of them didn't watch it because none of them know. First of all, they never talked
about. None
of
them watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they didn't watch it, Brandon. None of them know what Phil Jackson said. None of them know what Jeannie Buss said. None of them know what Derek Fisher said. There was a bunch of people who gave speeches. Vanessa Bryant gave a beautiful speech. I did a whole show about it because I watched it because I'm an NBA fan. I'm an NBA fan, and this was a great NBA moment. I wasn't to be honest with you, I didn't think Darvin Ham, Austin Reeves, and the other coach was going to be there.
I ain't expect to see the Lakers be there.
Shaq wasn't there.
No,
right? Shaq wasn't there. So again, there was other Kobe Bryant teammates that wasn't there. Where was Lamar Odom? Lamar Odom wasn't there. You see what I'm trying to say? Paul Gasol was there. Jerry West was there. Magic Johnson was there. James Worthy was there. Kareem was there. I forgot Kareem gave a speech as well. But they don't even remember because they only care about LeBron James. So that's what the whole show was about yesterday. And the Kobe fans come up because Lamont let everybody come up. He's not a biased guy. He actually does film on showing us how bad LeBron James plays defense. Literally, he does. And you can't even argue it because he's literally showing it to you. Like, it's nothing to argue. It's just facts. But it's not the saying LeBron doesn't play good defense. He was just showing you the moments and the things that LeBron does. And he shows you good moments as well. He breaks down film. He's an actual basketball coach. So if you do like to talk basketball, FYF Sports is definitely a good place to go. We give them much love. Shout out to them.
And Johnny at the end, he gave Go Jays Kingdom credit. So I want you to know I watched it to the end, and Go Jays Kingdom did get credit.
I had the same problem you're having, D, but it depends on your internet. If you're not in a good spot to get good internet, I know you were at the house. It could be an issue with the internet. But the link is still up for anybody who wants to join because we're having fun, man. The Niners are going to win the Super Bowl, and Brandon is going to be upset, but he's still going to be a top 5 quarterback. Brandon, he's still top 5, and whether he wins or loses today, it doesn't matter what Mahomes do for the rest of his career. He's a top 5 quarterback.
Oh, Johnny, what if he got 5 rings?
He's going to be the GOAT. Listen, I think eventually by the end of Patrick Mahomes' career, he's going to be considered the greatest football player, not just quarterback. There's nothing.
Let me take a page out of the NBA. They didn't call Jordan the GOAT because he had the most points. So why we gotta wait till he get the most passing yards to call Mahomes the GOAT?
Officially, right now, this is Patrick Mahomes is 1991 Jordan. He's the GOAT.
He only played 6 seasons.
Yeah, but they was calling Jordan the GOAT in 91.
Yeah, I mean,
hey Johnny, can you agree with
6 years? Yeah, go ahead,
if he keeps up this pace. And I'm not even talking about putting up the Gardy passing numbers and this, that, and the third. I'm talking about consistently getting to the championship games the way he's doing. And he has a pretty decent winning percentage over the next, let's say, 4 or 5 seasons. Does he have a GOAT argument?
He's the GOAT. He has a GOAT argument.
I would have him over Brady for the simple fact that he didn't cheat in not one of his Super Bowl wins.
This is the real question. This is the real question. When Poker Face Purdy wins the Super Bowl MVP on your GOAT, Patrick Mahomes today, where we gonna put Purdy?
So is he gonna have a Jerry West Super Bowl MVP?
Who? Oh, okay. He gonna lose.
Patrick Mahomes will have the Jerry West.
Has anybody ever won the Super Bowl MVP as the loser?
No, not in NFL. Just NBA.
That's only
If the Niners win,
That sounds like some NBA.
if the Niners win, it's going to be McCaffrey MVP.
No, it's gonna be Brock Purdy.
No,
It'll
it'll be
definitely
McCaffrey.
be McCaffrey.
It'd be McCaffrey.
It'll definitely be McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey
They're
came to
gonna
that
say
team
McCaffrey's
in my
the reason why
opinion.
they won.
McCaffrey should have won it this year.
I don't think Lamar Jackson should have won.
No, I don't think so neither.
No,
I
we're
don't
not
think so
doing
neither.
He should have.
Not
Yeah,
doing that.
Lamar
Just
had
put Lamar
he had that
Jackson put
Super
up.
Bowl one. Yeah,
Lamar
Why?
I mean, it
Jackson.
wasn't a
Why,
question.
Brandon?
He should have
Why,
been.
Brandon?
He got 49 out of 50 votes. Come on now.
I mean,
No,
I'm
but
not
why,
asking
Brandon?
about the
Why?
votes. I
But
watched
why?
the games.
No,
and he
again,
had been
why?
in no conversation up until
The
that
number.
49ers game.
Exactly. So why? What did he do this year to make him the league MVP?
Talking
I mean,
about
the way he-
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson.
The numbers, period.
What numbers? What numbers are those?
Come
Please
on,
tell me.
man.
Please.
Don't do it.
The
Hey,
numbers, period.
y'all put Diamond West on the spot when he was mentioning top 5 quarterbacks. Again, tell me what makes him the MVP of the league.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm
Really?
open ears to
I
this.
mean,
All
he-
years.
Without them, they wouldn't have won 14 games.
He was the most valuable
Well, if
player.
we're gonna go with that, CJ Stroud should have been MVP then.
Yeah, if CJ Stroud, without CJ Stroud, that team's not going nowhere.
Dude, that was the best. Season.
And without McCaffrey, what are the Niners without McCaffrey?
We all know.
You've
who
been
should have
hollering
won.
Brock Purdy all day. Now it's McCaffrey.
It's crazy.
Well,
It's
you're
crazy 'cause
saying that now, but without Lamar, they would not even be in the conversation of being the best team in the league, being a Super Bowl favorite. That's why he was the most valuable player.
The only
But
reason why
it wasn't really him, though.
That
It
number one-
really
you talking
wasn't
about
him.
that
It
number one defense?
was him.
No, they had a great defense.
You
They
talking
had
about that
the
number one
in
defense?
they have a
in
great
football.
defense every year.
I mean, they
No,
always have good
not every
defense.
year.
No, they
Nah,
don't.
but he's
They
had
just know for
he's had
defense. They don't
better
have
years
great
than this
They
year.
always have good
He's
defense.
had.
They just have
what-
had good offense.
Okay, Twin Man. How many touchdowns did this man throw this year? And
24.
run for. How many did he run for? We got to
I
count
don't
running
remember how many.
touchdowns. So you said numbers, but you don't know these numbers.
No, he don't.
I don't have a computer in front of me the way you do.
Now I got a computer. You want to blame it on the computer? That's
Turn
what
the
you want to do.
computer
You
off
want
and
to
tell
blame
me
it
how
on the
many
computer?
touchdowns he had. Turn the computer.
Y'all don't care about no touchdowns. We were talking about Super Bowl
eight or
MVPs.
nine rushing touchdowns.
Listen, Lamar Jackson threw for 24 touchdowns. Dak Prescott threw for 87 touchdowns this year. It should have been close.
Yeah,
87.
And Travis,
Yeah, was
felt
Dallas the
I
best team
actually
in the
felt
league?
like he should have won
Was Dallas the
MVP.
best team in the league?
Prescott should have
No.
won MVP. He had the best year.
Listen, I know CJ
Did he
Stroud
though?
threw. I think CJ Stroud threw for more yards than him. He threw less touchdowns.
Yeah.
He threw for 23 touchdowns.
And he didn't have
had,
a better team.
He had the less interception, but he did take his team to the playoffs. His team was one of the worst teams.
Oh,
in the
he
league.
Yeah,
didn't
but
have
it was like one in
He did not have the best team in the league.
Texas was a
He was the
forward
most
projected
valuable player
forward
in the
team.
league.
Texas were going to be a bottom 3 team in the league projected, and they made the
Yeah.
playoffs and won the division. Come on now, it's
All
crazy.
CJ Stroud, 64%
They were
quarterback
team
completion.
last
Not
year.
the player on the best team in the league. He was not the Super Bowl favorite. That's why Lamar Jackson won it, because he was the one who elevated his team.
Lamar,
to the
oh
best
my
team in the
God!
league.
Lamar Jackson threw for only what is this? Oh my God, 3,600 yards.
Yeah.
He had 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Let me see how many rushing yards he had.
He had 800 rushing yards. 800.
Well, like either 8 or 9.
Yeah, 800
Eight or
rushing
nine.
yards is really.
They have
That's
the
good.
best
That's
record
good.
in the league.
And
It's
they was
because he
blowing
beat
teams
the
out.
Niners too.
He
And
had
it was
5
blowing
rushing
teams out.
touchdowns.
And they was blowing teams out as well.
He shouldn't have won MVP.
Oh, yeah, 'cause they
I
got a
mean,
great
he should
defense. They got a
have
great
been
defense.
unanimous MVP. He should have been unanimous MVP.
He should.
Unanimous.
He was the best player
You already
in the
know
league
you
this year.
already know how the NFL does it. Even if you're on a crappy team and you put up good numbers, you're not going to be an MVP candidate. You know you're not.
You have to be a top team. You have to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league.
Exactly. They were like the best team in the league.
And that's why McCaffrey should have won it.
I mean, if
McCaffrey
you're a
should've
great
won
player
it.
on a bad team, you ain't great because your team's still
McCaffrey
bad.
led the league in. McCaffrey led the league in.
How you
McCaffrey led
most
the league in
valuable player on a
rushing.
losing team?
Oh wait, McCaffrey
Right.
led the league in rushing yards. He had 14 touchdowns. I think he had another 8 touchdowns.
5.4
10 touchdowns
carry?
receiving.
Crazy.
Yo, he was really the league MVP. That was
Yeah,
really
the
the best
Niners
player.
is the best
He had-
team in the league.
He had 7 touchdowns receiving. He had 560 yards receiving plus the
Better record.
1450.
Niners of Baltimore.
Niners did. Didn't we have a better record than them?
No, Baltimore.
Baltimore
Exactly.
had the best record.
Baltimore was the best team in the league.
You were both the
And he
one.
had
Baltimore was 13-4. San Francisco was 12-5. All right, so they had one game better than us. Yeah,
They had like a 3-game losing streak at one point in the season.
That was because Brock Purdy was, going through some things.
Yeah, so how he MVP? I can't win at least one game.
Well, it's so tough because the reason the Niners are so hard to play is literally because of McCaffrey. Like, Purdy is not going to beat you himself most games. McCaffrey is literally
the guy.
He's the best running back in the league, and it's not even close because of what he does. You talk about gravity. You got the game plan for him. You have to stack the box.
There you go, Travis. Talk about it, Travis. Talk that talk, Travis.
You know he's going to get at least 3 or 4. He led the league in yards after contact too. Like, he's just ridiculous.
But he's fragile. He always get hurt a lot. So I'm glad he.
Not this year. This year, man. This is what.
McCaffrey finished third. He finished third in the MVP voting, and Dak finished second.
All right. So
I feel like Dak should have been the one who won it.
So
Dak should not have won it over Lamar Jackson.
Yes, he had a better year as a quarterback.
If the Niners win, I got Brock Purdy. So Brandon thinks it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Twin Man thinks it's Patrick Mahomes. I guess Travis.
Patrick Mahomes.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah. So only me and Chad here right now going for the Niners. Where is Chilltown? Chilltown was supposed to come save me from you fools. I can't do
Let's be real.
Craig got the Chiefs too.
Niners run defense is very suspect. If
I can't go against Mahomes if Tom Brady
act like the Chiefs could run the football. The Chiefs cannot run the football. You act like the Chiefs has a great
Chiefs are good running football. What are you talking about?
49ers. Everybody can run the football versus the 49ers.
They've been running.
No, it's not. We are middle.
I mean, they run the football. The Chiefs run the football a lot. Yes, they do.
They run the football a lot because their wide receiver core sucks.
Majority this year, the Chiefs did run the ball a lot.
If
Pacheco gets over 100 yards this game, y'all are losing the Super Bowl. Period.
Bro, the Chiefs are the bottom 10 team in running the football. What are y'all talking about?
In the season, they are, but in the playoffs, man, they've been running the ball.
Yeah, because they were playing the Bills. They were playing the Bills. They're not playing the Niners.
You acting like the Bills aren't a good don't have a good defense.
The Bills are better than the 49ers.
No, they're not. We're the best team in
football.
football.
You tell me the team that didn't run against the 49ers in the playoffs.
Okay, when we go to the running defense, let's go to that.
So Aaron Jones obliterated you. So did Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Detroit is one of the best running teams in football, and Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs. You talking about Pacheco.
Again, who's in the Super Bowl and who's not?
Pacheco had a great year.
Yeah, because their defense is really good over there in Kansas City, and they got Patrick Mahomes who don't make bad mistakes, who actually makes more plays than bad mistakes.
Kyle Shanahan trying to find a way to lose this game right now.
Kansas City's defense is going to be the only reason that Kansas City wins.
I mean, San Francisco third in the league in yards given up. Less. I mean, less. The least amount of yards. We're the third best rush defense in football. What are y'all talking about?
We talking about the playoffs. What are you
talking about? What's happening literally in the games?
Oh, no, we're just talking about the 2 times that my 49ers played against the Lions and the teams that had 2 good running backs. Not the Chiefs who don't have no good running backs.
Aaron Jones didn't do shit all year except for against the Niners.
Yes, he was injured all year.
Yeah, but he wasn't injured against us. That's for sure.
Right. It showed.
That's for sure.
Who got the W? Who got the W?
The Niners.
All right.
That wasn't his fault.
So look, the what's it called? The Lions were 5th in rushing this year because they had Montgomery and Gibbs, which were very good running backs. Mm-hmm. And then what was the other team we faced again in the playoffs? Again, you guys said
Green Bay.
Green Bay Packers.
Watch this.
They were like 15th. They were mid-pack.
Right.
Again, they had their best running back was hurt though, but their best running back came back healthy. That's how they made the playoff run because of Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones went off the last 2 or 3 games of the year. I know because I got a fantasy team with him on it. He almost helped me win the Super Bowl.
The way the Niners are set up, a running game is not going to beat them.
No, to beat us is going to take Patrick Mahomes being the greatest quarterback ever.
It's going to take big plays.
How you beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl? How Kyle Shanahan is be your coach.
I know. It's sad to be a Niners fan. We were undefeated in the Super Bowl until Jim Harbaugh and Shanahan.
Until the blackout of Super Bowl when this guy Ray Lewis was taking steroids to come back and play.
So we're due another one. We've lost 2 straight, so we're doing another one.
No, we can't lose another one. We can't lose another one.
Ain't gonna happen.
Y'all gonna lose 3 games in the season.
Is your phone gonna die? Is your phone gonna die anytime soon? I don't need you to like this.
How many times did Kansas City
How much battery
lose
power you got
in the regular season?
That phone needs to die. That's like a superpower phone. Turn that off.
Well, I can say that the Chiefs is going to be.
Weren't the Chiefs like under 500 at one point?
No.
Started, weren't they? Didn't they start out like 3-4?
No, they lost their first game of the season.
0-1, then they won like 7 straight.
Right.
Yeah, they've been good.
Yeah, they lost the opener to Detroit.
Detroit,
that was it. That was the only time they've been under 500 in the first game when they lost to Detroit.
Yeah,
did the 49ers get blown out by Baltimore? Blown out?
Why are you bringing up shit? Baltimore ain't showing up today. It's Patrick Mahomes' flabby dad bod showing up today. That's who's showing up. The dad bod.
Hey, that dad bod put a whooping on y'all about 3 Super Bowls ago. I'm just saying.
But that's when we had Jimmy and we didn't have McCaffrey.
I mean, honestly, the Chiefs is primed to set up to be the next dynasty team. Their division is trash.
They're already a dynasty.
They can make the playoffs.
Their division is trash, but
they don't have to win it this year to be a dynasty. They don't have to win it this year to be a dynasty.
McCaffrey.
I mean, if they win,
Denver is trash. The Vegas is trash.
In what 20?
They ain't winning this year,
except for the Chiefs. They
They're
can
not
make the
winning this
playoffs, winning 8 games in that division.
If they win it today, they'll be the first team to repeat since Daddy did it back in 2 or 3 and 4, right? So
17-14, 17-14.
Hey, Travis, what's up with Bill
McCaffrey's first
Belichick?
game as a Niner, he lost to Kansas City.
What's up with Bill Belichick? He's not gonna coach no more.
who knows? I mean, the rumor was he was going to the Falcons. They said they never even interviewed him. And then
he's old. His tactics don't work no more. He don't got Tom Brady throwing the football.
He got exposed because he didn't do anything without father there, and he was just he was missing play, so he can't do anything. People are afraid he's old. He's going to stick around for a couple of years, and he wants total control of the teams. They don't want that vibe in the locker room, and I don't blame him.
Let's be real here.
Well, Daddy wouldn't have 3 of those Super Bowls if it wasn't for Granddaddy.
They cheated. Patriots cheated show on turf. They cheated the Titans. I hate the Patriots.
I told you they're a cheating team. They cheat.
They cheat. That's real talk. They was not supposed to beat the Rams. They cheated. Dirty Horde cheaters.
To play better.
Well, they did. Yeah, they supposedly was watching their walkthrough.
Tell League MVP Warner to play better.
Watching the walkthrough. They was
recording the walkthrough.
Talk about, I don't see what's illegal about that. Why are you watching my strategy for you cheater?
Oh my
Give
God.
Tom Brady Marshall Faulk and he has 10 rings. Let's go.
I got a good question for y'all. Does Travis Kelce get more receptions than they showed Taylor Swift today on the Super Bowl?
Nope.
It's one. The ratio is 1-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if she joined Usher in the halftime show.
So okay. So does Travis Kelce get 7 receptions or more? He goes over or 7 receptions? Over.
More.
I think he gets 7. I think he gets more than 7.
So they're gonna show Taylor Swift more than 7 times today. Y'all gonna be really mad.
It's Vegas.
Watch, you're gonna see everybody with a skin fade tomorrow.
The NFL is about making money.
Yeah, but you know what though? Yeah, it's true.
She makes them money.
She makes the money. She's the biggest star of all stars, to be honest with you. I mean,
it's crazy, man.
I heard she's bigger than Beyonce.
It is. That's insane.
Which is a shocker to me. But
that's bigger than Beehive.
Well, I mean, it happened literally because of
they're like 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're like 1 and 2 though. They are.
The theory is that the NFL approached them and was like, "What do you say? You guys engage in this giant marketing thing?" I don't know.
You think so? They could be. Why not? If they saw the ratings that she built, they could say, "Hey, we'll get you."
She had the highest grossing tour this year. You think they
yes, she did?
Oh wait, now I mean, let's just have some fun, right? It's Super Bowl Sunday. Supposedly, she had a concert yesterday, so she's supposed to be flying from Japan, and she's supposed to be arriving like an hour before the Super Bowl or at the Super Bowl. They're going to do a special caravan to get her to the Super Bowl from the airport and everything. So maybe the NFL is doing something. I mean,
yeah, Kelce paid for a $1 million private suite for her to watch the game.
And he invented the fade. Yeah, I know that, right?
That's
the crazy. now they're
Well,
taking shit way too far. Now he invented the fade. Like,
what number was he on the board at the barbershop? Was he 12 or?
He was he was behind the poster.
But I know for a good 10, 20 years there was Charles Barkley was on one of them boards. I know that for a fact. There was Charles Barkley up there. I don't know if y'all ever noticed it, but Charles Barkley, there was a dude that looked just like Charles Barkley on one of them boards for getting a haircut. Oh wait, let's ask Travis this, because obviously we brothers, we go to different barbershop. Travis and Chad, have you ever been to a barbershop and seen the Travis Kelce cut sitting up there for you to get? Huh?
I've never
Yeah,
seen a
man.
list
Last time I was in a barbershop, I was probably 10 years old.
Dude, I go to the same boring ass barbershop all the time. And I'm just like, hey, you know what to do? Give me 10 minutes and out.
I cut my own hair.
Yo, they really had a newspaper article about his haircut. Like
they said people was going to the barbershop saying, "Can I get the Travis Kelce?"
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
called the
God.
Travis Kelce cut.
I can show you.
I'm hating on
that
Kelce.
same
I've
haircut.
never heard that.
Look at Brandon. Brandon ain't never get a cut day in his life neither. Brandon is like just like me. I haven't had a haircut since '96, so now
I had my haircut. I just grew it out again, and I've been always had a haircut.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun Super Bowl though, man. First off, I want to say everybody make sure you don't drink and drive today. Be safe. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I don't think today's anything about Michael Jordan and LeBron. Don't get into no fights about Jordan and LeBron. No GOAT conversations. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Pay attention to Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy is poker face Purdy. His face never changes no matter what's going on in the game, whether we're winning or losing. He's going to show you guys why he's the great quarterback he is. He's going
to show me by putting some money in my pocket by having the Chiefs win.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I know we still talking football, but I got one question. What y'all think about the Lakers getting Spencer Dinwiddie?
Hopefully he can make shots. That's all I can say. Everyone likes to go to the Lakers and don't know how to play basketball.
Is he going to brick Brandon? Is he going to make shots, Brandon? Because you were saying the other day that it doesn't matter who
every
they
time.
get.
It don't matter who they are. They go come and not be able to make shots. What free agent?
It is, man.
What trade they had did they actually help?
Hmm.
What trade they made that player actually played great, other than Anthony Davis?
I say move Reeves to the bench, start Dinwiddie.
What?
No,
they're not going to do that.
Let's
You can't
come off the bench.
Lakers are 20 points allowed. That's not going to help them.
But still, what player has they traded there that performed?
This season, nobody.
Brandon, you want to hear something funny, Brandon? This season, Dinwiddie is shooting 39% from the field.
Yeah, as I was saying, he's shooting like 40% from the field.
He's shooting 32% from three-point land.
Oh, damn.
His,
with that,
the team that's 10
I
games.
I take it back.
If the team that's 10 games under 500 can win him.
Yo, this guy, oh my God. I mean, again, his career average is 33%, which is not that great. It's not that great at all. He shoots like Michael Jordan from three-point land.
And that's why the Lakers was beginning to sign him too.
But no, what? No, but he does create his own shot.
That's what he does do. Yeah,
he's gonna create a lot of rebounds too.
Yeah, he's gonna create a lot of rebounds.
Don't distract you from the fact that Bill Russell.
Oh my God, that's it. See, like, you see how they love to use stats when it works in their favor. When it works in
I'm just saying.
I'm just looking for that one player who goes there to actually help. That's what I'm looking for.
Next year it's gonna be Ben Simmons.
Brandon, listen, we had if you guys didn't get a chance to watch Friday Night Exposure's episode last Friday, check it out. Brandon and I did debate about it. Brandon says it has to be on the GOAT. LeBron has to play better. He has to be better. That's the Lakers' only shot. So it doesn't matter who they bring. It's really on LeBron. So
it is.
I halfway agree with that. But I'm not gonna. If I'm a Laker fan, I'm not sitting here putting all my hopes and dreams on the 39-year-old. Now LeBron is still playing really good.
You gonna put on Reeves?
At a high level. But at the end of the day, you're only as good as your role players. And if your role players aren't doing what they're supposed to do, you're not gonna win. LeBron and AD can drop 30, but if your bench and your role players, if your bench is only going to give you 15, 20 points, and your next best role player is only going to give you like 10, you're going to lose anyway. In today's NBA, you have to be able to put up points. Period.
I think LeBron and AD are just cruising right now.
They're doing what they always do.
They have to. They
doing
can't
what
go
they're
all out in the
doing.
regular season like they did last year, and they're gonna run out of gas and get swept.
Lakers are a non-factor this year. Like, stop talking about them. It's gonna be like these teams like we'll talk about.
I mean, if they face Minnesota or Oklahoma in the first round, I give them one of those teams.
They can't play defense. That's what their problem. That's why they've lost 27 games or whatever it is right now, and they're going to keep like that's not going to reverse. They're going to get worse with age. Like they're Austin Reeves. What is it? Russell scored like 30. That's the only reason they won like the other night. And like so they can't be the good teams really unless a miracle happens when they beat Boston and Boston just has an off night. It's going to be Boston and it's going to be the Nuggets. Let's just.
Well, the Lakers issue wasn't defense. The Lakers issue is they couldn't score. That was their biggest issue was.
LeBron is
their biggest issue is getting up for regular season games. That's their problem. They're not playing hard in regular season.
I believe the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. Honestly, I think I can see them being like the 6th seed by the end of the year. I can see them being the 6th seed.
I don't even think it's going to be that high. I think they'll come in at a 7th seed again.
They'll
or
be lucky
maybe
to make
even
the
8th seed.
No, they'll make the play.
I can see them getting to at least the 6th seed. I think they're going to let the teams at the top beat each other. They're going to let those teams at the top beat each other up. I think the Nuggets are the favorites to come out of the West, but it's not going to be nowhere near as easy as it was. And I think, honestly, if it's a rematch in the Western Conference Finals, I think the Lakers find a way to beat them.
I don't think the Nuggets are the favorite. Right now,
like I said, if they place Minnesota or Oklahoma in the first round, I will take LeBron James and AD over Chet Holmgren and SGA in the playoffs. Or Towns and
the Lakers don't get played great in the regular season, and the Thunder came and beat them in the regular season. So I don't see them beating them in the playoffs.
Jokic is top 5 all time after this season. After he wins MVP.
What?
Top 5 Finals MVP.
Top 5 and what?
All time, bro.
There you go with his analytics.
All time what?
Here you go with his advanced stats.
All time.
Jokic, if he wins MVP and because he might win MVP because what's his name's Duns, right? Embiid's done.
Yeah, he might win MVP this year.
By your criteria, Travis, he's the GOAT because you remember you gave us a criteria.
He's the GOAT. Yeah, right?
He's the GOAT.
He's the most impactful per game player of all time.
We understand because Travis thinks he's the greatest player now. So
after Chris Paul,
well, you know what? The Lakers are 9th right now. They're only 2.5 games from the 8th seed, which is where Dallas is. They just beat the New Orleans Pelicans, which are 3.5 games ahead of them. And then the Suns are also 3.5 games ahead of them. So the Lakers just have to go on a run. They haven't been on a real good run since the tournament time. So if they go on a good run where they can win a good stretch of like 8 or 12, something like that.
Tell them boys, no more $500,000.
The Lakers just need to avoid the Nuggets in the first round. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
It. That's all.
True.
They just need to avoid the Nuggets. Yeah. They need a playoff series under them to actually compete versus them.
Yeah.
If they catch them earlier than later, the Lakers got a better chance.
Brandon, I totally agree with you. The only team I fear
the Nuggets.
They fear is the Nuggets because I even think they could beat the Clippers in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's all because of Jamal Murray. Like they can't stop Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
the Clippers do look good though.
As of right now,
the Clippers look good.
It's Minnesota's number 1, the Clippers are number 2, the Nuggets are number 3, the Thunder are number 4. But all these teams are within 1 game of one another. Then you have Sacramento. The Suns end up the teams that are in the playoff, and then the play-in teams, like I said, are the Pelicans, Mavs, Lakers, and now the Warriors just jumped into the 10th seed. But basically, between number 5 and number 8 is basically a half a game or a game, and then the Lakers are, like I said, the Lakers are only 3.5 games away from being a 5th seed. So they're not going that far.
Golden State got a lot of questions once this season is over with. A lot.
It's a wrap.
I mean, I don't understand why everyone's so high on Golden State. Like, they're not that good of a team.
Steph Curry.
Because they got Stephen Curry.
But they're not a good. They was literally putting them in the top 3 this season when they got destroyed by the Lakers in the playoffs. Like, I don't understand the high on Golden State. They're just not a good team.
Yep, they're good enough to get the praises because they love Stephen Curry. They love him.
That's wow.
No.
They love him. They think he's going to do something. I mean, yesterday he did a good shot. That was an incredible play. They beat the Suns last night. So, yeah, man. So
this is actually going to be crazy because this might actually be another year where there's actually more than more than 5 teams that win at least 50 games in a single conference. That only happened in 2010 and 1997. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, indeed. Shout out to everybody that's in
Travis,
the comments.
what conference? The East?
Western Conference in 2010 and 97 was the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody that's in the comments. Thank you guys for joining us. We are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. This is the GOAT James Kingdom show. We're having a Super Bowl Sunday show. We're talking Niners, Chiefs. We're just talking some basketball as well. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of our channel. It's been a good show, guys. We're gonna have some fun, man. I'm about to go get me some liquor. I'm about to go ready to get me some food.
What are you drinking?
Hennessy.
Guinness.
I'm black. Hennessy.
He's drinking Guinness.
There you go.
1792. That's cognac?
No, it's the bourbon.
That's bourbon?
Ooh, delish.
I got some peach
He ain't
brown.
going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
I was gonna say he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere drinking that. He ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere with that.
I'm sure Chad likes that. Chad likes bourbon. Chad, you're from Tennessee, right? Is it bourbon? Bourbon is Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Bourbon
Kentucky.
is Kentucky, right?
The bourbon capital of the world.
Yeah, Kentucky. Okay. Yeah, because it's whiskey outside of Kentucky, correct?
Yeah. Tennessee whiskey, Kentucky bourbon.
Bourbon. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm cognac. That's the French. The cognac. Get that Hennessy.
I ain't drank Hennessy in years, bro.
It's more expensive now, bro. You buy the what's it called? The fifth used to be like, it's crazy. It's like $25 now for a pint.
Yeah.
For the good stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's hard to get to now, man. But yeah, again, for Super Bowl Sunday, yeah, you guys should make sure y'all have fun, eat well, enjoy yourselves.
Everybody be safe.
Yeah, everybody be safe. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive. Get a
Matter of fact,
designated
I'm gonna
driver.
go raise the stake. I'm gonna put some more money on the Chiefs after this, just because you said so.
Wild man out here, Craig.
All right, well, okay, so let's.
You're gonna have to sell some Jordans, Craig.
Betting's a big thing. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Put an anytime sack on Bosa. Put an anytime touchdown on Pacheco. Right. Put an anytime touchdown for Brandon Ayuk. And put 250 yards plus for over 250 yards for whatever they got for Birdie. Do the other for yards. That's my little what they call it, a parlay. That's my parlay for you guys. What do you got, Travis? Are you a gambler? You got anything for anybody on the season?
I usually do. I didn't put anything on here. I'm with you there. I think the project for Purdy was like 247 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I probably tend to go over that for this game because I think they're going to come from behind. But we'll see. Otherwise, solid bets.
Yeah. What about you, Twin Man? What you putting up? What's your bet?
Bro, I got 25 kids. I'm betting these stakes. How many stakes?
You got more kids than Ralph and Brandon put together.
Jesus.
Nah, I ain't got 25 kids. I'm exact. I got 5 kids, bro. I don't bet nothing.
Okay. He's not betting. Well, shoot, you was betting when you was busting off and then the women.
Men, one.
Oh, one woman.
Right.
Okay. Congrats, brother. So, what's your bet? What you just did the money line, Craig? What is the bet?
Oh no, I just did a money line.
Just straight up money line. Yeah. So you got the Chiefs winning straight up. That's it.
Yeah.
What about you, Chad? Are you a gambler? Are you going to bet on the Super Bowl?
I only gamble on business cards and dice.
Well, and poker. You playing poker tonight? You playing poker tonight?
That's cards.
That's true. That
business cards and dice.
Oh, he said business cards.
I think the business cards.
Yeah, he said business cards. He didn't say cards, but I guess it's business.
Business cards and dice.
Business is separate from cards. Y'all keep putting it
together.
It's
not a business.
Who is y'all? I do that card separate. That's a Johnny.
He didn't put the comma in between. I didn't hear no pause. He didn't put no pause in between that.
I didn't put a pause in between all of it, really.
I'm normally
business
not
cards and dice.
I'm normally not a bettor, but I did bet this game. I betted the game line.
Fair.
That's why I said I'm gonna go on my app and I'm gonna go download another sports app just to bet for the Chiefs on that app.
Fuck you guys. I have to go to a casino to do that. I have like a little Washington.
It's gonna be a good Super Bowl again. I would love to see
Is no online betting in Wisconsin?
In Washington, no. They're totally like yeah, that sucks over here.
Gotta get a VPN.
Yeah.
You get a VPN, you bet anywhere you want.
Here in Chicago, you can do what you want to do.
Yeah, you get a well, in this state and in Arizona, I can't bet, but with a VPN, I could just put myself back home in Chicago and I could bet.
It's crazy because North Carolina, they got all of like certain ones you could bet, certain ones you can't. Like DraftKings is not here. We can't get DraftKings. We can't get FanDuel. Like, we can't get most of that stuff. The only thing I have that works is Underdog.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Wow.
Well, I'm going because I got some chicken to make.
All right, yeah, man. We about to get off. You guys could catch us next week. Catch us on Facebook, TikTok, all that other stuff. All right, you guys have a good day.
But
Johnny got off.
Good one. Everybody have a good one. I see y'all Friday.
Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. Enjoy this Chiefs win because it's gonna be legendary.
Yeah. Peace out, guys.
Hey, Johnny, the Niners are going down, bro. The Niners are going down.
All right, see you, everybody.